I would certainly like to.
Hold it! Billy, I need your help, man. All right. Axel!
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome into the Tuesday night show here on WCBS. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight are my co-hosts. First off, you know him, you love him, the Great White North. Hello to the Script Doctor.
Hey, happy to be here, guys. Welcome back, and congratulations on Dion with the slide whistle for that intro. That was fantastic.
Folks, we are also joined by, well, I don't know what to call him anymore. Let's just call him Andy Andrew.
What's going on, Jeff? What's going on, chat? It's great to be back. We had a lot of stuff going on individually, collectively, however you want to say it, last week, but it is good to be back with y'all with the best chat online on YouTube and the best co-host a guy could ask for.
Yeah, Script is pretty great.
Oh, thanks. I think you guys are fantastic.
So, folks, tonight I'm not on camera. Why? Because this office is full of Stealing Solo 2, and I really didn't feel like cleaning it up. So, books are in fulfillment. They're almost done taking care of the last touches before they all go out to you wonderful people. Now, on this end, you've been watching some great world-class videos here on the channel, and I got all sorts of new stuff for you this week. So, get ready. Be on the lookout for a video adjacent to what we're going to talk about tonight, because I look at the numbers and the people that watch the live shows and the videos are two different audiences. So be on the lookout for something a little more in depth tonight. But folks, we're going to laugh because I'm looking at my watch. It is currently May 19th. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what that means. It's May 19th. It's 9:05 at night. And there's a Star Wars movie that's currently like sitting in a movie theater and nobody gives a shit. Now, we've talked about the lack of hype for a while, and it's pretty funny. But tonight we're going to talk about the walls closing in because the reviews are out, the scores are out, and, well, it's pretty rotten for Disney and pretty disappointing for fans. So hit that thumbs up button to let YouTube know that you enjoy this content. More importantly, do it for us. It feels good deep down in our souls to know that we have so many wonderful people. And, folks, if you're one of the people that didn't have a chance to get Stealing Solo, you can grab it over on the website, stealingsolo.com right now. Go farce yourself. Follow the QR code. It'll take you there. And we'll take care of you. But speaking of being taken care of, our wonderful audience has taken care of us with some messages and some super chats. So first off, folks, our friend Sejorjan, who's been a member for a hell of a long time and who's been a mod for even longer, says, an all-female The Expendables, is being tossed around. So, an Andy Sedaris film without the Tata's outlandish plot or over-the-top acting. Got it. Guys, what do you think of this news?
Well, they've been tossing around a female Expendables for like, I don't know, since the second Expendables came out. I mean, it's been in the works for a long time. The code name, I think, was the Expendables or something of that.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what I saw.
I remember like when Joe Blow used to be a good news movie night website. They talked about that back in the day.
Before the dark times, before the Empire.
Yeah, before the dark times. I mean, listen, the only way I'm going to watch an Expendables film with an all-female cast is if it's directed by Andy Sedaris and they have big jugs. You know, that's what you go there for.
I'm saying that
Truly a man of culture.
Well, I mean, listen, when they vibrate during the using the machine guns, like that's art right there. That's what that is. That's pure art.
I concur. I'm an Andy Sedaris acolyte. Andrew, you need to watch them.
Okay. Noted. I mean, I feel like that's a movie that could be made and done well, just in the current climate. Probably wouldn't.
I just don't see the need for it. I get it. Oh, we want to have an all-female action cast. Who the hell are you going to get? Sigourney Weaver's old. Cynthia Rothrock and Michelle Yeoh are doing other stuff. And that's about it. Jennifer Lawrence, though she's the first action female star of all time throughout history, I don't know if her shoulders are broad enough to carry the entire Expendables franchise on her back. So I'm thinking that this is DOA, like a terrible idea.
I mean, unless they get, let's see, Haley Atwell, Sydney Sweeney.
You get Haley Atwell, and I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, like you just get those two right there. They got four guns on them apart.
Wow.
And then you also got what's it, Alexandria Daddario? Get her in there.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Like,
that's not the worst idea ever.
Christina Hendricks could play like the M or whoever's the lead of the Expendables.
Yeah. And you know what? Selma Hayek is still good. So,
she's the villain.
She's the villain. There you go.
Have her be the villain.
So
you can dress her in villain clothes. Oh no, make Sofia Vergara like a good guy. I like her too much. She's hilarious.
But she's so good as a villain too. Like that's
yeah.
Either way, I'm fine. Either way, get both of them in there.
Sofia Vergara is funny.
We need one more. Who's the last?
Who's the last big busty lady out there that could do turn some heads?
Because we could do a sequel with like Bryce Dallas Howard and women like that. But
I mean, she's got great curves. I mean, like that's the other part too. It's like we should have a tier list of the best busty babes of WCBS.
Put that on this shirt now. The best busty babes of WCBS. Look, we could play bracket battle for the best boobs in movie history.
Best boobs bracket battle.
Now that'll be an audio visual one because obviously you need to see the boobs to decide who you're eliminating. And, sometimes a video clip, if you can just hear them,
We can hear them. I mean, we can do a pixelated version. That should get by YouTube standards. And then we just have the unpixelated version on Patreon.
Yeah, where we use your Script Doctor logo as the nipple cover.
Yeah, which works.
I mean, look.
It's the right size.
Pasties, you're pasty, so hey, it works. But, so Georgian, thank you very much. We're all in support of Andy Sedaris films, not so much Expendables. Shrubbles08 says the word of the day is Nerf Herder. Nerf Herder Sky. You Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Nerf Herder.
The Mandalorian and Nerf Herder. I mean, keep on.
Oh wow, that's depressing. Yeah. Nerf Herder, a Star Wars story.
There you go.
My mother, the Nerf Herder.
Honey, we shrunk the Nerf Herders.
Yeah. Stop or my Nerf Herder will shoot.
Throw a Nerf Herder from the train.
Naked Nerf Herder.
That's crossing the line, Andrew. The shit we don't take 500 on the show, Alex.
Oh, okay. Well, too late, I guess. Can't take it back.
No slurs. Shrubbles08 says Nerf Herder Mando and little shit. Well, Baby Yoda. Look, we're about to read a New York Times article that is calling for the death of Star Wars. Like, I love
from the New York Times.
From the New York Times, Andrew. This is my fucking swan song, my victory lap. This
I watched your video.
Stealing Solo.
Was it yesterday or earlier?
Yeah, yesterday. But this is new news. Like yesterday, it was the BBC talking about it's time to give up Star Wars. Now it's the New York Times. And folks,
what is this timeline?
Well, this is the best timeline because I get to have my exit strategy from Star Wars. We've been saying this since the shit went down. Now everybody else is, and it's time to go on, leave Star Wars. But we'll review it first before the ship goes down in flames.
That's wild.
I know, right? I'm going to watch a movie on Thursday, and I'm the only one who has a ticket in my giant 3D auditorium. So I'm looking forward to Jeff owns his own AMC. That's just the future. Once I get my secret project after stealing Solo out there, I'm just going to buy my own movie theater and install it in my basement.
Yeah, just, you got the Quentin Tarantino treatment, just your own private movie theater, show your exclusive films, and sit back and relax.
I'm just going to show like screenings of the Warriors and shit if people come over, like good stuff, not.
Oh, God. Warriors is great.
Yeah, my copies. The only reason I brought it up is my 4K's on the way. Walmart finally didn't cancel a pre-order, so hallelujah.
You know what's hilarious? When I worked for Game Crazy and when I worked for GameStop, people were constantly asking for the video game of that. They were always asking for the Warriors game.
It's a great game.
I never played it. I know of the movie, but people just for whatever reason were all about that game.
Well, it's because it was made by Rockstar, and the Warriors hadn't had anything related to it since the movie came out
79, 80-ish. Yeah.
79 to 2005, so 26 years. It's a good game. I bought it. I bought it on PS2 and PS3. It's got most of the voice cast. Have you seen the movie, Andrew?
I saw it once.
Okay, well, it was a good once. I recommend you watch
I saw
it
it
again.
once on TV, so it was probably like the TV edited version of it.
Right, because there's the theatrical cut and there's the director's cut. Both are enjoyable.
Garbage.
Yeah, but like theatrical is what you want.
I don't think you missed out too much on the TV edit though, because there's no nudity or violence in the Warriors, and they kind of cuss. It's one of those movies that seems more hard edged than it really is. Like if you were to release that movie as is today, that's a PG-13 film. That is not a hard R.
Easily.
It's a light PG-13, honestly.
And you know what's funny is that it parallels like a Greek myth of just a bunch of people trying to get home, and you know that's kind of topical as well in the news.
Oh, dude, that Nolan stuff is crazy. How people are so upset over the trailer. It's the most disliked Nolan trailer in history.
Yeah,
I saw something
I hate
about
being
that.
20 years ahead of the game when it comes to the industry. But hey, at least everybody's starting to catch up, and they're going to be better for it.
So the only thing that mildly interests me about this film is the ability to, and I think I've already missed the boat on this, but if you were to see it in IMAX, it's the only film that's out there that never touched a computer. Like this movie was apparently edited and all done from film to film, spliced, I guess on a moviola or whatever the hell it is. But it's like there's no digital intermediate for this IMAX version, apparently. The only thing I'd want to see is, oh, I wonder what that looks like in today's day and age. Other than that, I'm not interested. But like 28 million views in just a few hours, and it's got like an 86% approval rating, which is down because Nolan's is usually 95 to 99.
Yeah, I would say I would be impressed if there wasn't, say, I don't know, 110 years of movies that were edited in the exact same fashion beforehand. It's like you're not. I mean, this is Nolan's gimmick, is that he has a great PR team around him that elevates him beyond what he actually is and what he actually does. He's like, oh, I didn't want a single computer or anything AI to touch my film. Who cares? But you're using that as an artist? What do you like? I've seen Art School Confidential. That is not a satire, even though it appears like one. This really how pretentious, artists with their heads up their ass talk like. And Nolan is one of them. I've been working on this really beautiful, long essay, trying to make it shorter though. But it's just talking about how Nolan has mastered the art of the fake it till you make it guy. But after he made it, he still kept on faking it. Like he didn't learn how to make it. And that's why the last few films he's made, with the exceptions of Dunkirk, I would say to a degree, have really unraveled in not the most positive directions. I mean, Oppenheimer is great for a single view, but nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about Tenet. Nobody talks about Interstellar. His films are flashes in the pan. Great.
Interstellar was fine. I haven't seen Tenet. I did like Dunkirk though. I
like Dunkirk.
Yeah,
I think that's Dunkirk up there for me as some of my favorite war films.
I mean, what's also funny is that there's a couple of historians who are children of some of the soldiers that survived Dunkirk, and they had some serious criticisms about.
Oh, I bet they did.
And it's like,
I bet they did.
Seems about right, because Christopher Nolan is not a reader. He has no. I put a post up there. I got pretty scathing commentary, but I said the truth. He has no whimsy, no imagination. He marketed himself as making those positives in the art world because he says, I want to make this movie. I want to make the stories. I want to make the fiction seem as real as possible. And that's not what you do. You make the fiction so good, we believe in it. It's a big difference. And now he's doing the Odyssey, where he's taking like one of the greatest fantasy epics ever. And he's conflating his trying to make it real with also at the same time trying to say, well, it's also a fantasy. And he's being very hypocritical about it. And it's comical because, the veil is finally kind of lifted. The emperor is seen to have no clothes. and I'm here for it because the casting and some of the modernization of the dialogue is really just going to be the tip of the iceberg.
What do you think the end result is? Do you think this movie cashes in on the Nolan name and is a big hit, and people with a dissenting opinion are just kind of brushed off? Or is this one of those things where the opening hype will, people will be talking. Then after your general audiences that aren't the Nolan acolytes go see it, you think they'll kind of be disappointed, and overall people just go, that wasn't the most bold move you could have made?
I think that, Christopher Nolan has a massively strong supportive crowd of viewers there. They love his stuff. And
there are a lot of people that think that everything that he puts out is the newest, greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I remember. I knew he was fake the moment I started seeing this couple of phrases trending on message boards and in conventions and movie meetings, like "In Nolan we trust." It's like, you do not ever put anyone in the Hollywood entertainment industry on a pedestal as if they could do no wrong, because they'll believe it, and then they'll give you, Tenet.
That movie is not great.
Which is horrible. So I think that it'll have a pretty strong, solid opening weekend. I think it'll actually bring a lot of people for the fascinating aspects of it, and it might actually have a reputation. It might be like I think it might be Christopher Nolan's version of The Room by Tommy Wiseau. I think that's
we can only hope.
I would love to see this movie be the type of movie you go to the theater to watch, to roast in a group of friends at a theater, yelling at the screen, throwing spoons, toast, those types of stuff. Because that would make it, fun for a completely different set of reasons. And also, I think it would actually really bug Christopher Nolan because he finds himself to be like a pretentious artist who wants to be at the level of Kubrick and Billy Wilder and Alfred Hitchcock, etc. Except he's done nothing innovative in film ever.
Look, I was big into Begins. I rode through The Dark Knight, and I liked Inception. I kind of got tired of the brand of Nolan. So
he has a great brand because the first 20 minutes is front loaded to tell you what the movie's all about. And usually Michael Caine's the one delivering the front loaded information. Not in this one, though, because he's semi-retired. And then you're just on a very mild roller coaster to the end, waiting for it to happen.
The diamond the size of a tangerine, Master Wayne. Like, I love Michael Caine. He needs to be in. Well, I wish he was still in everything because.
Yeah, well, he had his last movie, which I think he was a World War II vet and then escaped from his old age continuing care home to go back to the Normandy beach. I might be getting some of that wrong, but I saw the trailer and then I've been trying to find the movie because it wasn't showing in my area, and I really want to see it because I've heard nothing but amazing things. Like his last major performance was just heartbreakingly brilliant, and that's fun. With a guy.
Are we talking like Jaws: The Revenge heartbreaking, or like?
No, we don't. Oh man, don't.
Although I would love if he did do like Jaws 7. The Revenge of the Revenge.
They should do Jaws 19, like from Back to the Future 2. And there's a CGI Michael Caine.
It was The Great Escaper. That was the movie. And so it's for the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landing in France. So that's it was a great story.
Well, man, that's my list.
So I gotta go find that film and watch it because I heard so many great reviews and commentary about it.
Somebody in the chat, how would you pitch a Jaws revival? I think there's enough shark movies.
I mean,
the new Netflix one's horrible.
I would pitch it like, okay, Jaws.
There's a new Netflix shark movie?
No. I would actually just walk into the office. I'd write Jaws on the whiteboard, and then I'd put 2 slashes through the S to make a $sign, and then just walk out. But that would be the actual title, Jaws, with a money sign at the end.
All right, I'm there. I mean, I think honesty is the next big trend in Hollywood. It's like, we just want your money. Okay, fine. Then put the money sign in it. That's how Star Wars should be sold from now on. Because they don't give a shit about the story. They just care about the money.
Well, remember, Star Wars is now in the hand of one of the world's biggest Star Wars fans. Not the best of Star Wars fans, but one of the world's biggest Star Wars fans. And when you hear the reactions to The Mandalorian and Grogu, you think, wow, if only there was some sort of example that had been on the internet for, say, 26 years that would tell us why passionate fans who love the franchise, rarely are able to hit a great original story of Star Wars out of the park because they keep rehashing a lot of the same things, such as, oh my gosh, the Jabba the Hutt's son is kidnapped. Wasn't that done in the movie that introduced the Ahsoka cartoon, 20 years, almost 20 years ago? And they're reiterating that again.
I love, getting rehashed stuff. I don't know about you guys, but every morning I wake up and think, man, I hope it's just like yesterday. No, we'll get into that in just a second. I wanted to ask your opinion on this Odyssey thing because I'm working on a little video, kind of my take on it. I'll just be blatantly honest with a lot of shit. Folks in the chat, this is a movie I don't care about. I think the conversation is interesting, but I also think Nolan's trolling the audience. Not
if it was made by a better writer director, I'd be interested in it because I enjoy the Odyssey.
Robert Rodriguez would make.
Oh yeah, he'd also make it on the cheap.
The Odyssey.
He'd make it on the cheap too. Comparatively, I'm sure
he'd make it in his backyard because he has a big enough backyard to do it.
That's where they made Boba Fett.
That's where actually not just where he made Boba Fett. That's where he staged with his kids Boba Fett's return fight. In Mandalorian season 2. Yeah, it shows because he had 6 pages of an episode, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't have anything more." And he's like, "Can I just have Boba Fett beat up stormtroopers?" Like, "Yeah, go ahead, just shoot that for 20 minutes." That was literally the episode. I mean, gosh, yeah, Odyssey. So if it is a troll job from Christopher Nolan, the fact that he's got Universal, I think it's Universal, Universal money behind it, or is it Sony? I can't remember which one. I can say the heads of those studios are gonna be very upset.
Well, what I mean by a troll job is I think the movie everything he's doing and saying is earnest, but I think it's being talked about because it's outrage marketing. Like, this isn't an organic outrage. This is like they want this because this is the only way you can get people's attention in the modern day. So this whole situation isn't just natural outrage. I think this is part of the plan, and that's the only way they're going to get this movie to be interesting to people, because Barbenheimer was an event and they want to replicate that event. Well, there's no competition this time. It's just the Odyssey. Whoop-de-doo. So
the Odyssey and Grogu, that's the best way you can double feature this, I guess.
They both look equally droll. No, I'm excited to see what the outcome of this is. We all love a good dumpster fire. It's 2026. We need to stay warm together, folks, because the cost of energy keeps going up. So hopefully this dumpster fire can keep us warm throughout the entire year. Keep us cool in the summer, hot in the winter. I don't know. That's the law of thermodynamics, right?
It's something in there. I will say you're talking about geological energy exchange, where you use the current weather, you capture that and store it to use as your heat or cool in the opposite season. We do that up here in Canada a lot, actually. It's pretty cool.
Dude, speaking of cool, what do you think of the WCBS seal of approval?
I love that.
It's exactly what you think it is. Yeah. Folks in the chat, do you want this on a t-shirt? I can put this on a t-shirt by Thursday's show. So
put it on a t-shirt by Thursday's show.
Yeah, you got
all right. The seal of approval is going to be on.
That's amazing.
Merchandise. Dude, ever since I got the clean bill of health from my mom, I have had this new creative flair for life. Everything keeps coming to me. So I got tons of ideas. I even got a fucking Sherlock Holmes style story to tell.
Ooh,
cool. To you until we're off the air. Well, I'll just write it and then I'll tell you about it.
I like that.
We've been kissed by a rose. Yes, we have.
That's funny because it took 7 years for that song to be a hit.
But it's a damn good song, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, Batman Forever popularized it because it was released in the 80s, kind of went under the radar. Joel Schumacher liked it, did it for Batman Forever, which was the only time you could ever get a girl to go see a Batman movie because they like the trailer music for the music for the trailer. And then, the end credits, they listen to it and then they sing that song to themselves. And you just look over and you're like, wow, I don't know what happened here, but that was a good movie.
I went and saw it for the 30th anniversary re-release and it moves fast. It's pretty tight. I don't think it's a bad Bat film. It's a movie that I like that gets reassessed as we go on because people mistake it for Batman and Robin, but it's
It's
I'm gonna go
it's ahead of its
Returns.
time.
Yeah.
Because it's all about data collection and identity theft and all the things that new technology is doing to us today. And the funny part is that it's Akiva Goldsman just kind of revamped the dialogue and changed Edward Nashton back to Edward Nigma, or no, it was another Edward. And then he tried to take sole credit for it to get Batman and Robin, and then we saw what that happened, and now that led to Nolan, actually, eventually. Full circle. There you go.
I mean, we're better off in some ways. I don't dislike Christopher Nolan, but
I don't dislike him either, but I would much prefer him to be a director first and then not meddle with some of the scripts that come his way. He gets way too involved. And the other part too is that he's not authentic. He just isn't. He didn't understand his own concept of 10 is like, oh, you can walk back through time and everything that you're doing is backwards in time. It's like, if you want to have fun with that and make it really challenging, light has to travel in reverse as well, which means that you're kind of in a weird skewered form of darkness where you can still see an echo of something because of what was there just before. But if everything's moving away from you because you're traveling backwards through time and like an inversion of time, everything needs to move away. And then, of course, Christopher Nolan doesn't know anything about guns because apparently you can take a fingerprint off a fired bullet because, according to him, the casing of the bullet goes with the bullet as well when you fire it from your pistol. That's per the dark.
Are you telling me that the Batmaning didn't Batman in that scene?
That's right. In fact,
actually, my heart is broken.
Batman in the 89 movie has more authentic and accurate detective work than any detective work done in Batman, Nolan's Batman trilogy.
Because it's the best Batman movie. It's not fair to every other film that comes after it.
It's got its place. Absolutely. It's one of my favorites to enjoy because it leans into parts of what makes Batman fun. And then it has its own kind of stamp on it as well. It's very Tim Burton-y. And then Nolan does the same thing, but the stamp is not a Nolan stamp. The stamp is On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Nolan's favorite James Bond film.
Yeah, no, he just turned Batman into Bond.
Yeah.
It's Bond Man. And to be fair, Begins is my favorite Batman movie. I do love that movie, but I recognize that that's far more James Bond than it is Batman.
Oh yeah. What do you think?
Two things can be true.
I mean,
yeah.
And Gordon is Felix Leiter with a little bit of M to him.
Mm-hmm.
And Alfred is Moneypenny.
That's accurate and fair.
That's
I'm sorry, but that's those
kind of hits the mark.
Katie Holmes was the Bond girl that he didn't get because but
she went for Felix Leiter instead. That's Two-Face.
that's the other Felix Leiter, yeah.
Okay, so we had a couple messages roll in. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. Our friend Overkill161 says, the Mandalorian movie, more like Blandalorian movie. Gonna pat myself on the back for that one. Button 83, please. Well,
you deserve that pat, sir. Yes, you do.
You deserve that.
The Blandalorian.
Look, I'm embarrassed, but it's Star Wars movie week, and we're so excited and grateful that Disney is gracing us with this.
I forgot that it was coming out this week.
Yeah, me too. I had to look this up. I have more pressing issues in my life. But here's a button.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
Goodbye there, Obi-Wan. Look, that's a meme, a joke. Star Wars is a joke, so I figure why not treat tonight like a post-mortem. We're gonna read the New York Times review in just a minute and laugh and cringe together. First off, though, our friend Shogun Orta says Helen of Troy and Achilles are only peripheral to the Odyssey story, right? So maybe the rest of the movie could actually be good.
Yeah, I mean it takes place after the Trojan War, so after the Iliad, and it's basically a 10-year journey for him to get back home, all while his wife Penelope fights off a whole bunch of horny old guys, devouring her husband's wealth while living on Ithaca. I don't know why she doesn't just kill them and kick them off, but I guess she's too much of a lady for that. It's like if this is the story between Andrew and Mary, Mary'd be like, "Get out of my house," and then draw a shotgun.
She would have just drawn the shotgun first. She's from Kentucky. She wouldn't play.
Exactly.
she would shoot first and then ask questions later.
Well, Mary also has manners, so she'd probably, make the statement first, just as a polite warning.
It does depend on context, though. Sometimes the manners aren't there.
They're there, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, you know what? Worth it.
All right. Let's check in with the times, shall we? I did not mean to turn that off the screen. I meant to turn off the message. There we go. Let's bring that back. And let's click on that. And one more time, folks, the WCBS seal of approval will be on a shirt for you this week. Now, we love to talk about shills. There's been shills as long as there's been entertainment. I'm sure there were shills in the olden days, back in ancient Greece. I'm sure there were shills back in Shakespeare's day. I know there were shills back in the 80s, but the modern shill is worse than any other shill throughout history because they try to act like a fan. They try to throw around the street cred, the fandom cred, and then they run back to their articles and just kiss ass. Well, now the ass kisser has stopped kissing ass, probably because Disney stopped sending a check. But the Times says the Mandalorian, and wait up, I think this is the London Times, excuse me. The Mandalorian and Grogu review. It's time to kill off Star Wars for good. George Lucas's franchise has become the dying dog of Hollywood as the latest sorry effort demonstrates the pull the rug we must, as Yoda might say. So I'm looking forward to this. This is how it starts, guys. Would someone please put Star Wars out of its misery? It's an alien mutant, unrecognizable from the chirpy fable that George Lucas revealed to the world in 1977. It's almost fully irrelevant now, but the incessant spew of audience-hating vomitus has splattered all over the Disney Plus platform. See,
hold on. I need you to reread that last line.
It's almost fully irrelevant now, but for the incessant spew of audience-hating vomitus that is spewed all over the Disney Plus platform. See the Acolyte, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka, and the Book of Boba Fett. And here it comes again with this sorry...
sclerotic effort.
Oh my god, the use of this is just horrible.
Oh my god, they call it has sclerosis. Okay.
A farcically weak story wheezing from its TV streaming existence into the multiplex and drooling out bits of fanboy lore along the way. There are feeble nods to The Empire Strikes Back here and plays palsied winks of Return of the Jedi there, as if callbacks from the Iron Man director Jon Favreau has some magical revitalizing power that were not symptomatic of a film and a franchise that exists in a grim creative void. I think I wrote
Oh my god.
Remember, this movie is written by one Dave Filoni.
Remember, he's the one he's in charge of Lucasfilm. We have like 20 more years of this guy. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, no, he's dying. He's dying as head of Lucasfilm at this point. Well, he's one of the heads. There's another one there. I can't remember their name, but they're there. And Jon Favreau, bless his heart, is a guy who, when he pushed back against Disney on Iron Man 2 and got literally removed from being able to ever direct another Marvel film again, and he's only able to be there in a kind of a ceremonial producer role, and then has Happy Hogan. He's not going to pull the same mistake now that he's with Star Wars. So he's going to be a team player. And I predict at very best, the most charitable review would be, you could tell Jon Favreau is trying to make this work, but he can't seem to do it because the script is so terrible.
Yeah, he's not actually Iron Man, but he knows how to direct him. But let's keep checking this out because this is pretty good.
Man, that's rough.
Mando is back. Yes, everyone's favorite intergalactic buckethead has returned. He still fights like your mum. Though is generally hopeless without his wrist-mounted flamethrower, and mostly waits to be rescued by his pint-sized sidekick Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, aka the Bargain Bin's clearance toy Christmas of 2028. Again, I told you I wrote this. Grogu is a dud non-character invented only for marketing memes and laptop stickers. He clearly possesses enough force energy to solve all the film's narrative dilemmas, minor to major, at all times, but only intervenes during the climax because, well, that's his cue. And actually, Yoda would say, no sense it makes, for the mentally weak is this film. Anyone hoping for narrative complexity or even a whiff of a subplot will be sorely disappointed. Get to the bottom of what the Empire is doing to prevent another war, orders the Mandalorian's new boss, Colonel Ward, played joylessly by Sigourney Weaver. And it's almost avant-garde. This meant that the Mando and Grogu must whiz off planet, who cares, and wrestle a badly rendered special effects slug called Road to the Hutt in a plot device unashamedly stolen from Thor Ragnarok, yet skewing downward towards the preschool, pre-verbal, pre-sentient market. After which Mando and Grogu must whiz off to blah blah space, shiny helmet, blah blah, shooty blah slug, and a climax in a puddle with a giant snake and an 11th hour Grogu intervention. Fold the companies, cancel the forthcoming movies, and close the theme park. You wouldn't leave a dying dog like this, but that's what Star Wars has become. Putting it down would be a mercy killing. Oh, and Martin Scorsese provides the voice of a four-armed capuchin monkey called Hugo. So that's nice. 1 out of 5 stars.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean,
And this is the New York Times?
Sorry,
No,
this is the London Times.
Oh, the London Times.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, it's older than the New York Times. It should be at least.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, you know what the irony is that for the vast majority of the world, they think Star Wars has been kind of like on the back burner for the last 6.5 years because they don't know about Disney Plus or anything else. They saw, Baby Yoda and thought, oh, that just must be a gimmick for Christmas or something. They had no connection to this. So this whole idea of, oh yeah, you just need to like take a break from Star Wars for a while in order to get people to come back. It's not true.
No, you have to have good Star Wars for a while to get people to come back.
The thing is, when you invest in an IP, especially something like Star Wars, yeah, you kind of have to keep making stuff in order to make your money off of it. And to Andrew's point, the only way it becomes a super franchise again is if you have a consistency of hits. And those are not something you can magically find in a formula, no matter how big of a Star Wars fan Dave Filoni is. And regurgitating, as this article mentioned, Empire Strikes Back, familiar quotes. And as we already have learned, a little bit of a plot from Star Wars: The Clone Wars cartoon movie. Yeah, this has got every meme of a fan film in it on a budget for a Disney studio film with an actually competent director who I think is in a hostage situation personally right now.
Can you blink
That's
twice,
sad.
John, if you need help?
Right? Like,
Here for
let's
you.
get you on something good, man.
So this article has left me so happy.
I'm kind of
can't believe-
gobsmacked.
Yeah, I love this thing. Like, I'm gonna clip this shit, and I'm gonna.
Great for me.
This is just me in a nutshell. That's exactly how I felt about this crap for quite a while, and I'm glad that the wool cannot be pulled over anyone's eyes anymore. So, if we've seen that $80 million is the projected opening weekend, if the reviews are dog shit like this, and ironically, when it's a movie that everyone's excited for, oh, the reviews don't, like if Spider-Man got like a 4, oh, the reviews don't matter. Now the reviews matter because everybody kind of wants this movie to fail. Let's just be honest and call the situation what it is. What do you think this movie's actually going to open to? Like $40 million? Or do you think Star Wars is strong enough?
Star Wars is strong enough, especially on the international market still. I think they could get clear 70. It kind of doesn't matter at this point because Disney's in this entire, with the brand new head of Disney, they're basically in a loss leader function where their only job is to get their films to be talked about in the news, on the internet, to be trending. And even if they're not going to have a huge audience, the huge audience show up for their films on the opening weekend, they're going to watch it on Disney Plus. They're going to see, quote unquote, how good it is. And then their goal is to use that platform to help them migrate people who are Disney Plus subscribers back to the theaters for not really so much making money, because Disney doesn't lose any money in the film, on their film side of things. It's all about reputation. They have lost the crown of Hollywood to Warner Brothers, and they're not happy about that. They stole the crown from Paramount, technically, back in 06, 07, and 08. But they lost it again. They won it back. And even if they throw out a dud like Mandalorian and Grogu, they'll say, well, that's Star Wars. Star Wars has kind of got a niche audience now. It always had a niche audience, which is true. It did have a niche audience, but it was also a very wealthy niche audience. Very allowed it to be very sustainable under George Lucas's run. And now they're going to say, yeah, but we're putting all our focus on Marvel because that's the longest running film franchise ever to exist with the most entries. And yeah, we're excited for Doomsday coming out this Christmas. That's how they're going to couch it, I think.
I love corporate speak.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh so much.
It's all the spin. I mean, that is the sad truth, because Disney has a lot of the studios do, but Disney also has a formula where it doesn't matter if a movie bombs in the theaters, they will find a way to make money off of it because it's already a completed product. All they have to do is sell it to a distributor or to a market, and they will start making some money off of it. And over the long term, they will make the money that the people that invested in the film to be produced in the first place back. But it's the game of the producers. If you've ever seen that play or that movie, you can make more money with a flop than you can with a hit, because you don't have to pay out royalties to people who invested in it. And Disney's doing that. It started off as a satire from Mel Brooks. It's probably one of the only original funny things Mel Brooks has ever written. Oof. And it is now true to the Hollywood industry to this day in a far more in a far larger capacity than it's ever been before.
Well, I don't know if it's going to do. See, I was talking the domestic was 80. I'm going to say this movie makes 65 million. And on Monday, we're going to talk about, or sorry, and next week we'll talk about like a 65% drop. That's what.
Well, they got this. They've got the
week.
extended weekend, right? So they've got the extended weekend due to Memorial Day.
Oh, well, yeah, you have Memorial Days coming up this week, and we just had our Victoria Day this past weekend. So, yeah, there's no holiday up here in Canada, so that's going to split a little.
I think that it is possible that this has that decent opening weekend of maybe between 70 and 80. But then there's, I think, even if it does do that well, there will be a massive, massive drop off, at least based on what we're hearing so far. Now, I usually like to reserve judgment for when I actually see something, or when somebody who I tend to agree with heavily on vast majority of things tells me this is like really rough, man. Like, this is bad, right? And even then, I still reserve ultimate judgment for my own sake. But the problem is, going into this isn't a matter of like, oh, this is a movie everybody's been talking about, and then it comes out and it's like, oh man, it was actually kind of bad, right? No, this is a movie that nobody was talking about already, and now we're getting early reviews saying that it's bad.
And to think, we could have had the Lando Calrissian Black Star Warrior film all this time, a blaxploitation Star Wars film. That would have been the best.
Yeah, it would have been amazing. You know, to add to that too, we could have had a Lord and Miller solo movie, but those guys are off making Project Hail Mary and Into the Spider-Verse, and
which I finally saw, and holy,
yeah, good.
Yeah. Isn't Rocky great?
That movie wasn't. Mary and I watched it together. That movie was incredible.
Yeah,
everybody had been saying really great things about it. Like, I hadn't heard anybody say anything bad about it, but I usually like to take everything anyone on the internet says with a grain of salt, right? Even if it's my own friends. But oh my gosh, that movie was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Movie
book is also fantastic too. Highly recommend.
Well, I ordered the book and grabbed the audiobook like immediately after watching it. I was like, this is so incredible.
So you gave Andy Weir all your money. Got it.
Yeah,
I guess.
I will say it has one of the best jokes about Meryl Streep I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I need to go back and rewatch that movie. Yep. Everybody in the chat.
That's a 4K buy. That's a 4K buy. Easy.
So, do you think that the Star Wars Starfighter is going to be the franchise saver that the BBC is claiming?
It'll give it a bump just because it's riding off the coattails of Project Hail Mary, thanks to Ryan Gosling. But if it doesn't have any substance to it, like Star Wars has been lacking since 2005, really.
Yeah.
Then I'm sorry, man. It could be a watch and forget. It could go the way of the Ewok films from the 1980s. You know they're there, but you just don't have the inclination to give them a watch.
So I'm really excited for the influx of endless Mandalorian merchandise coming to Ollie's and Ross. Like,
Oh man, coming soon to an Ollie's near you.
Yeah, like
Everything.
I love that. It's like we're through. I'm like WCBS. We lived through this dark period, and now the world is finally back to those pre-2019 levels, where it's like, oh, dumpster fires, merchandise failures. Here we go. So I'm going to be putting on my Indiana Jones style hat and walking into my local Ollie's to see what I can dig up in the future. But I'm guessing these toys are going to show up. If this movie shits the bed, I'm saying these show up around Halloween to November. Like there's a perfect storm that's still possible where this is available at Ollie's for this Christmas season, right alongside your whatever else is still there.
If you participate in Angel Tree, don't be going to Ollie's and grabbing current Star Wars stuff for those poor kids.
No, I just gave money this year. I didn't have time to go shopping, but I refuse to give those kids Disney Star Wars toys or like Marvel Legends that suck. No little boy wants like a Jimmy Woo action figure or a what's his name, Everett Ross.
No, dude,
like
give him what's his face? Give him Shang-Chi, man.
I was gonna say like
or Shuri Copters.
Every kid likes Wolverine. You know,
well, of course.
Only problem is every collector likes Wolverine too, so we buy them all.
Right, so there aren't anymore. Yeah,
but you do need to have like cannon fodder for your action figures to beat up. So that's where the Shuri Copter, there you go. That's where they come in. You get a guy like Aaron Sparrow who's busy with the deadline right now. He repaints them, or if you want to just have Wolverine chop up the rest of Marvel, go right ahead. And there you go. You got your disposable action figures that you can put through the ringer there with when your kids are playing, with their action figures. Or if you happen to be an adult wanting to play with action figures and have Wolverine beat up Shang-Chi, there you go. You have that option. And you can go through as many Shang-Chis as you want because they're like, what, 30 cents a pop now?
At this point, that's a little generous there, Script.
25.
I just love that Ollie's had to literally throw them away because nobody wanted them.
Because nobody saw the movie. Nobody cared.
The thing is, the movie wasn't even that bad. Like, there are worse Marvel movies. It's not good.
It was aggressively mid.
Yes.
I agree with that.
It was a movie that had such an opportunity because I'm not the world's biggest Shang-Chi fan, and I won't pretend to be, but I was excited for the possibility of having like some really cool wushu on screen, in a Marvel setting. That's not what we got. We got what somebody thought the Hollywoodized version of wushu should look like, and a mid-ass story with a mid-ass actor as the main protagonist, who's also an insufferable human being. But then you also have an incredible actor and martial artist as the antagonist, right?
Yeah, Awkwafina, she's great.
Oh God, why? No, see, Jeff,
Awkwafina, one of the few women I've met that looks like they've had a couple kids and has never had a kid before.
Oh wow,
man, you described her with the elegance of Florence Pugh.
That is rough. That's rough, man.
I mean, the truth hurts, but yeah.
Jeez. I was looking at these people. Jesus, man.
She was insufferable in that movie too. Like, I was like, why? Who thought that this was a good idea? Why would you put this woman in this movie?
I don't know, but Awkwafina was better.
And have the two main good guy characters just be absolutely insufferable.
Yeah, well, Awkwafina was good in the Renfield film, the Dracula one with Nick Cage.
Oh yeah,
probably one of the only good performances I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that movie was really good.
Yeah, it was really good, but I mean, what's funny is like I know Simu Liu. I've worked with him. He changed his phone number as soon as he got invited to Comic-Con to announce that he was Shang-Chi. because so many of us up here that I'd worked with before all sent him text saying congratulations, and when we found out that he had literally changed his number the day he got told, and then he got a new phone, got onto his flight, and then someone else got his number, and we don't know who that is, but they were nice and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you got the wrong number. I'm not this guy anymore." I was like, "Yep, that's par for the course for an egotistical guy." It's like, I don't want any of my colleagues that helped me get to where I am now to ever talk to me again.
Yeah. I can't wait to get to that level. I'm just ready to change my phone number.
Yep.
For 21 years. So, I think the audience is kind of blown away by this, but here's a question I do have for you guys. If this movie is this bad, which I'm just going to say it is, does this kind of kill the Mandalorian, and does that kind of just kill the last remnant of people's interest in Star Wars?
Well, yes and no. At least for live action Star Wars projects, I think it will, at least for a while. Because here's the thing, despite the fact that there were still people that were against it, when the first season of The Mandalorian came out, it was probably the most uniting thing in the fan base in a while. That's not to say, again, that it didn't have its people that disliked it for any number of reasons. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like what we'd experienced with the Disney films that had come out up until that point, right? That were all incredibly divisive and skewing far more towards just about all of us hate this crap because it sucks, right? With the exception of Rogue One, which is fine. So I think, unfortunately, with the direction that Mandalorian has gone as kind of like a sub property within the Star Wars franchise, it going down the drain like this is going to harm the live action sector of the franchise on the whole for probably a significant period of time. Because there's nothing coming down the pipeline that is worth getting, in my opinion at least, worth getting so excited for that I can be like, yeah, the one live action thing that I actually kind of gave a damn about in Star Wars has kind of gone down the crapper. And, despite the fact that I mostly loved the first season, mostly enjoyed the second season, third season, I like 2 episodes out of, now it sucks. And that's unfortunate. On the other side of that, though, there are other mediums that the franchise has its fingers and its toes in, like video games, that do still have strong reception. So, for example, the Jedi Fallen Order trilogy, which the third one is probably going to get announced and showcased here sometime this year. That has done very well. A lot of that has to do with the fact that Lucasfilm Story Group has stayed the F out of it. They've just let Respawn Entertainment kind of do their thing. So that's done very well. So I think that when that game comes out, just as Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order before it, it'll probably do very well. Right now, the was it Fate of the Old Republic, which is being developed by veteran BioWare people. And when I say veteran BioWare people, I'm talking about people that were on the first KOTOR 2, and early Mass Effect. That, at least on paper, shows promise. Now, we haven't seen piss all about it outside of a teaser trailer, but at least just looking at who's a part of the project right now, you're not looking at a team of jabronis. You're looking at a team of veterans who put out some of the absolute best games in the franchise's history. That I'm being cautiously optimistic for right now. But Star Wars as a whole, if this movie ends up bombing and people tap out even more so than we kind of already have as a fandom, if Star Wars wasn't already in a bad place, it's going to be in a really it's going to be in the Sarlacc pit, essentially.
It feels like they've gone to the super duper cheesy because twofold. One, it's family Disney brand, but it's one of those situations where it's hard for people to critique it because you get the people that come out of the woodwork to say, well, you're attacking a kid's film. So people are kind of like, ugh. So thankfully, the Times kind of did it for us. This is just going to be a fun week. That's all I can say, folks. I'm not excited to see this movie. I'm dreading it. I'm going to reward myself with a big popcorn, and I might sneak in a beer because I'm going to need to drink to get through this piece of crap. I think it's, 2 hours, and how long is it?
It's way too long. I'll put it that way.
132 minutes. Jeez.
Yeah, so it's essentially like what, three? No, actually, it would be 1, 2, 3.
That's a little over 2 hours.
It'd be 5 or 6 episodes of The Mandalorian. So it'd be essentially a season of The Mandalorian condensed into one film. Because remember, some of those episodes are like 22 minutes, and then others are like 41. They're all over the place time wise, which just shows you how much of a lack of discipline they have over at Disney when it came to their streaming services. Because it's about the customer's time, your audience's time. You're seeing something that says it's streaming. You're expecting it to, and you're waiting a week by week for the episode. You are expecting there to be something of substance in that. Usually solid 30 minutes, or at least 45, 55 minutes for a show, especially something on the level of Star Wars. And no, we got staggered run times for all those episodes. And I will say this: Schadenfreude is not great, but it only really has meaning if consequences come as a result of these failings. And I have a sad suspicion that the only person that's going to be blamed is going to be Jon Favreau, and he doesn't deserve that. And
no, because Dave Filoni's not going to take the blame for it.
No, but he's got the model that's already been established by Kathleen Kennedy, where no matter how many duds come out under his tenure, he's likely not going to be fired, because he can just say, I've got a just as good, if not slightly better track record than Kathleen Kennedy. Why are you getting rid of me? Like, he's got a very justifiable reason for it. Now we can only hope and pray. Current head of Disney right now doesn't care about that and says, yeah, you know what, Dave, you've done 2 movies. None of them are good. Audiences don't like it. Star Wars is not trending. We're going to go in a new direction. Like that would be the normal case here in the studio. Unless Dave Filoni had some blackmail material. But again, he lived in Lucasfilm. The only blackmail material he has is on Lucasfilm itself. And yeah, they would be wise to just clean house anyways and not worry about it. So, that's it's going to be interesting times. I'll put it that way.
Well, I wish that Star Wars Celebration was this year and not next year, because could you imagine what the mood at the con would be after the Mandalorian just shit the bed? Like, absolutely.
Well, I mean, you will have, I would say you have a few, 10 to 20 million Star Wars fans out there that don't care about the quality, just like the fact of Star Wars, and Disney will find them and get them into that venue in order to save face. But, that only will take you so far. I mean, you ideally you want to have either a consistent or a growing fan base that is growing on a very shallow incline, because slow and steady is how you outlast all your competition. If you peak too quickly and you can't maintain that level, then, oh boy, you're in trouble. And guess what? That's exactly what happened with Disney. The Force Awakens peaked super high with that box office number. And then every film afterwards just kept on going down and down and down, because audiences started getting wise to what was going on, seeing that the stories didn't really have the same level of depth or character, have a little bit too much of a patronizing aspect to them, and did the one thing that Star Wars never did before, which was gave us nothing new. Because that's what I like about Star Wars. From Star Wars to Empire, even to Jedi to a degree, it still gives you something new. Even though Jedi has the most rehash of all the films, it still gives you something new. With regards to Luke and Vader's dynamic and Luke's actions at the end, things that would be otherwise considered unexpected. And even with the prequel trilogy, that each film gave you something new, and that was part of Star Wars, the brand of Star Wars. And Disney's terrified of new. I mean, they never even made original stories when Walt was alive. They just took Brothers Grimm tales and made them into cartoons.
Yeah, they doesn't fight them.
That's in their DNA. And so with Star Wars, with Marvel, with any other IP they have, you're going to get a lot of the same. And that's not going to change unless somehow Disney starts selling off assets, which they'll never do, because regardless of the decline of the current Disney regime of Star Wars, the old stuff still sells on the collector's market.
It does.
Their big reveal for for 2027, the 50th anniversary of Star Wars being re-released in theaters. That's going to, well, if they release it massively, it's going to shatter The Mandalorian and Grogu. If they release it strategically in theaters where they know they'll make a lot of money, but nowhere near enough to embarrass Mandalorian and Grogu, which might be a marketing strategy. I believe that if Kathleen Kennedy were still around, but she's not. So that might be another point, because the last thing you want is say, hey, our new movie, Mandalorian and Grogu, that came out last year, it did all right. It did maybe $200 million. But Star Wars from 77, its re-release is just cleared 500 million in its first 2 weeks. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want to remind people that we're not great stewards of this brand. So we're going to make sure it's like its own one screen in one theater within 5 counties. So
that's the Kathleen Kennedy way.
That's the Kathleen Kennedy way. So that you find out that it's sold out tickets. People love it. It's demand. It's in demand, and people still love Star Wars. But it didn't make any more money than Mandalorian and Grogu. So we're in the right direction there, guys. Right? Yeah, sure. We all believe those carefully crafted metrics.
I just,
Yikes.
I don't care how much this movie shits the bed or how bad anything is. I know that next February, when they do release this, I'll be there. So, I really don't want to watch this movie on Thursday, guys. Can you pull me back from the ledge just a little bit?
I can tell. You're hashtag not interested.
I don't even hate The Mandalorian. I just don't really want to sit there for like cutesy Baby Yoda. Look, there's an article out it's from like Collider or one of these places. They're like, look, Baby Yoda tried a lemon. I'm like, it's a fucking puppet. Are we really reporting that a puppet ate food?
I saw that clip and I was like, what are we doing here? Like, is anybody actually pretending like this puppet can taste the food and it's reacting genuinely here? This is somebody controlling the puppet.
It's whimsy. You're supposed to get into it. I said, no, it's bullshit. It's stupid.
And it's not even world class.
No, man. You don't see me bringing out my Stealing Solo characters. Hey, guys, look, let's eat a lemon. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to take one of my burner copies. I got lemons in the fucking kitchen. My new ad for Stealing Solo is, hey, look, Baby Yoda can eat a lemon. So can Stealing Solo, too. And then I'll put a lemon slice in the book.
Gosh.
That'll probably move dozens of books for sheer stupidity. But I digress. No, we might be in the middle.
That hurts me.
What? I would never destroy a copy of my book. I'll put like plastic sheet. You know what I'll do? I'll just
put it in a Ziploc or something, like a gallon Ziploc.
Look, I'm joking. I only have a burner copy because I started to write the dedication. I spelled something wrong. I was like, wait a second, I can't give this one out, so I'll keep it for myself. You don't think I'd destroy my own work, Andrew, do you?
Well, thank God.
I'm not one of those creatives. I'm disappointed you even think I'm that way, man. And I wanted to work together one day. I wanted you to write one of these short stories, and I wanted to draw them, and maybe we'd be the next Siegel and Schuster.
We'll still make it happen.
Actually, I'm down 100%. Actually,
that'd be fun.
We had 2 messages rolling. First off, Shovels Away says, "Hey Andrew, Tom Kane passed away sadly."
I did actually see that.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
That is sad. Actually, that is
only 64.
It's still relatively young for this generation. That's
yeah.
That's like middle age, really.
When anybody that's roughly my mom's age passes away, I'm just kind of like, oh shit. All right, well, that's where we're getting at in time, because he was not an old guy at all. Same thing with what was it, not George Howell. Was it George Lowry was the voice of Space Ghost, the guy who passed away last year, who wasn't old? Because we were at a con he was supposed to be at, and they had his table up and everything for him. It was really kind of sad.
Yeah, George Lowe.
Another voice actor actually died this week. I think it was announced yesterday or today. Bill Wise, who voiced Knuckles in the Sonic OVA animated film from back in the
good old 90s.
Yeah. He was only 61.
Jeez.
I mean, all these guys are dying. They're younger than my dad. My dad had 2 late-stage cancers.
It puts a lot of stuff
Like,
into perspective.
it's like, what is happening right now with people?
Like I said before in other streams, I think we've just reached a weird window of time where a lot of people, like celebrities, are getting older. Because you'll have like 5 and 6 die in like what seems like a week. You know, Hogan died, Ozzy Osbourne died, Malcolm Jamal Warner died. Like everybody was dying in that same week. It was rough for a lot of people. It was a shock. I think it's just, we're in a situation where time has passed enough for a lot of people, and I don't want to sound morbid, but I'm trying to get at, like, I don't know how to describe it. This one is different, but a lot of these are inevitable, and it's still sad because a lot of times it's your childhood hero, the voice of a legend. You're going to watch the stuff and think about these people after they've passed away. I know I never talk about this on the show, but I loved the Powerpuff Girls. Professor X was cool. Like, I loved that. Not Professor X, Chemical X. The Professor is his name. I just love that cartoon.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what else to say about it, but thank you.
That it's sad that he passed away at a young age, and may best to his family and friends. His legacy will not be forgotten anytime soon, thankfully. So
yeah, no, certainly not.
The Skeptic Tank, who's been a member for 35 months. Thank you very much. He says, guys, could Star Wars done without the concept of the Force? Mando didn't seem to need it.
Yes, of course it can be done without the concept of.
I mean, there are a lot of stories in the old Star Wars EU that don't deal with the Jedi or Sith conflict at all. Like, they deal strictly with like the Galactic Republic and even focusing maybe on the smugglers or the Mandalorians and things like that. Like, and there are some people who prefer that corner of the Star Wars universe, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Jeff. Whereas I'm here for the Jedi Sith conflict. That's my bread and butter. That's what I care about the most. But there are a lot of fantastic stories that have absolutely nothing to do with those.
My brain always goes to, this is kind of like Luke and Darth Vader. I just watch Luke and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, every time I see it, I just go, they're all the same. Like, Dash Rendar is just Han Solo with a different gun and a different piece of armor.
A vest, a bigger, puffier vest.
Dash Rendar is absolutely just Han Solo. There's no question about that. Like, they're not even being shy about it, really.
No, they're not.
He's just Han Solo that doesn't get the girl at the end.
No, and there's no real girl around for him to get, because at that point in Star Wars there was only ever Princess Leia. Beru was already killed, so that's all the women that were left in the galaxy that weren't slave girls.
Hold on. There was
Mon Mothma came in later. Yeah,
there was the one lady on Hoth.
Oh yeah, the communications officer.
And there were 2 women in the cantina.
There's technically 3 if you count the deleted scene, the one that was with Han Solo before.
Oh, Jenny? Yeah.
Oh, wait, did Shadows of the Empire come out before? I didn't think that came out before Mara Jade was a thing.
What year did Mara Jade get introduced?
I need to actually look that up. I genuinely don't remember.
Mara Jade had to have been introduced in 91 or 92, right? Because that's part of the Zahn trilogy.
Yeah. Hold on, I actually have to look that up. She was May 91. May of 91. Okay.
Well, Shadows of the Empire, I think, was a few years after that. Yeah.
Shadows of the Empire was 96. Okay, so Mara had been a thing for about 5 years.
Oh, technically Greedo's a woman, so
let's not push it. What the hell? Crazy cat dude. Dash Rendar smashed the Wookiee. That's rough. The person that was in the suit, sure, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the biggest event of 96, man. The Olympics, Space Jam, Shadows of the Empire. Shadows
of the Empire was a fun game. I played the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Dude, for me, it was the toy line and the soundtrack and the book.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff about Shadows.
I actually haven't gone through the book in a long time. There are certain Star Wars books that I'll periodically go back and do a reread or a re-listen through. I haven't done with that one.
Well, it's never too late, Andrew, to become even more worldly in your world class endeavors.
I think at that point it's galactic class is what it is.
Yeah. All I can tell you, folks, is no matter what part of the universe or the planet you're on, stay classy. That's all we got left.
Absolutely.
Let's see. The Real Fake Wizard, I think we've talked about that channel before, has said that multiple times that Disney will wind up remaking Star Wars. Do you see that happening?
Oh, man, he's not the only one that's been saying. I think like all the other channels since 2016 have been saying Disney's going to remake Star Wars. That's not a new topic. Of course, one day Disney's going to remake it. The question is what movie are they going to remake first? Because a lot of people say, oh, they'll just remake episode 4 first and repeat the same pattern that Lucas did. It's like, no, Disney doesn't do stuff like that. They'll remake episode 1 first. They'll start from the beginning because that gives them more latitude to make their changes and not have to worry about, all the other stuff that comes when you start midway through a story and then have to work backwards again. They don't want to do that.
We're going to get a Jar Jar replacement. Oh boy.
No, yeah, well, you're going to get a Jar Jar that's going to be far more appealing to younger children because, again, Disney, kids brand, girls brand, it's what they know how to sell. They're taking an paraphrase quote of George Lucas about how Star Wars is a story for children, but Lucas has more nuance in this because children have a desire to grow up and be adults before they're ready. And when a story for a child like that is a story that's a mature story for them to help guide them to adulthood. Disney is all about arrested development, keeping a kid as a kid, don't grow up, don't grow old, Peter Pan style type of thing. And that's not good for humanity or culture, but that's what they're going to be doing with Disney and with Star Wars that they've already been kind of, creeping closer and closer towards with every single release because guess what? Lightsabers have no consequences. You can get stabbed in the torso with them and still survive. And kids will be happy about that because now they're not traumatized.
Well, I think that's why Marvel and Star Wars would never work with Disney ultimately in the long run is because every story from Marvel, or we'll just use Star Wars, the main ones, it's all about your destiny. It's all about growing up. It's all about becoming the actualized version of yourself. And they used to push you forward. Go back and read the old Stan Lee soapboxes. He would talk about that kind of face front, true believer, and talk about being an innovator and not a follower, be a leader and stuff like that.
Don't be a cog in the machine. Be the machine.
Yeah, Disney wants you to just go to Disney World and take out a credit card and be a Disney adult and like wear fucking hats and do dumb shit on Main Street USA. Like, I'm sorry, man. If you listen to this show and you're into Disney, more power to you. I don't think there's a crossover. I really don't. Like, it's so weird. But it just is it's antithetical because I really think that Disney should just buy the rights to Toys R Us and use their theme song, I Don't Want to Grow Up, just because that's all the Disneyland is. I don't want to grow up. I'm a big-ass kid. I'll go eat my turkey leg and ride Space Mountain. Like, I don't see the appeal. I've gone. It is what it is. But if they do remake Episode 1, I don't know how I would feel because I don't like it already. And I don't know if it could be worse than what's already out. So I don't think I would go see it on principle, but I would pirate that movie because I'd have to know just how bad it was or
what direction did they go. Yeah,
I would shit my pants if they made a better Star Wars prequel trilogy because I would love to hear people complain like, "Oh, it erased the original ones," and I'm like, "Did you see Episode 2? Like, did we live through all that stuff together? Because I ain't missing it that much."
Yeah, I know it's not the prequel trilogy is not one that I find myself eager to ever go back to.
No, and like I always say, folks, I was 10 when that movie came out. I was the prime age for it. I wasn't some old guy who was jaded or wanting nostalgia for my childhood. It was my childhood. And I walked out of that theater. I looked at my grandma and I went, well, I'm done with Star Wars for a while. And I never bought another piece of merchandise until 2002. Well, they got me back eventually.
Oh, 3 years. That's all right.
Close enough. So there's no
Good enough
hype
for
for this
government work.
movie. And
No, there's not.
I don't know what
to
else
the
to
point
say
that we
about
forgot that it was even coming out this week.
Yeah, I will say, gosh, like their Super Bowl ad was lame.
Yep.
Subsequent
The
follow-up
trailer
ad,
that they came out with after that ad, I think was markedly better. But now just hearing about the overall plot, hearing about people's reception to it, hearing that it's actually kind of infantile in its presentation, it's like, come on, man. Like, you don't make The Mandalorian for little kids.
make it the kid that wants to be an adult.
Yeah. Make it for the people who, like me, were fans of Star Wars as a little kid and still want to be a fan of Star Wars as not so much a little kid, as an adult, right? It's such a missed opportunity because it was a cool corner of the universe they could have explored. There's no hype around it. There's no genuine hype around it.
There's no conflict.
You have some like shill paid off Twitch and YouTube streamers that are, hyping it up, and it's like you don't actually give a crap about any of this stuff, right? I can tell in your voice you're saying the most generic thing you possibly could, because it means you don't have to dedicate showcasing that you actually have no knowledge of this IP and no investment in this IP, so you can just say something that's super generic. This is sad. It's really sad, and I'm sad for it. I'm the kind of person, I'm at a point in my life, I would rather enjoy these things. I would rather this movie have come out, and Jeff, you get out of the theater and you get on with the boys on Thursday night, and you're like, man, I wasn't interested in this movie, and it wound up actually being really good.
The sad part is, though, I like The Mandalorian. I don't mention it on the show, but like, I got this action figure. Like, I got the...
Yeah, I've got the first Black Series. I've got the first 2 Black Series figures that they did for him. The one where it says, like, Thirst Armor, right? Yep. Before he gets all, geared out, all tricked out. Before he got those nice epic drops. And then I got that one.
Admittedly, that's all I own, so I don't want to act like I have this, like, massive
I have those
shrine. But
I think I have Bo, but only because I do actually like Bo as a character. But besides that, that's all I have from the show. I had a Cad Bane, but I actually sent it to my buddy Dylan because that's his favorite Star Wars character. And I guess that figure was like super rare or whatever. And I was like, I only got it to get it. I don't have an attachment to it, so I just sent it to him.
Well, I got a Cara Dune. Did that action figure go up or go down?
I do have that one.
I've got 2 Cara Dunes.
That's a question, isn't it? I had Cara Dune signed by Gina.
Okay, so
Which
I think
is cool.
It's gone up. Maybe it's gone down in value. I don't know. We'll talk, folks. This week's show on Thursday night is going to be titled 17 Seconds Later, The Mandalorian Grogu Review. Well, here's the thing. I know some people in the sphere know her, and you're gonna, whatever. I don't know her. I wish her the best of luck with everything. But I do know that the fight lasted 17 seconds, and Dion is an MMA expert. So, folks, if you want to hear an honest take on that fight, that's not just people. Well, I followed her story on Disney. Let me tell you everything about her fucking fighting career. No, join us on Thursday night for an actual expert on this shit. We will talk about Ronda Rousey's fights, how that's kind of the norm. So we'll also discuss if we think it was fixed. So,
but she's a submission expert. So yeah,
the other part Ronda Rousey performed live. That was not awesome.
Well, the other part is that you have these 2 women that are basically saying not in the face, because they have other opportunities around the corner for them that they can't really all be bruised up in the face for too long. So you have to basically say, okay, we know that we're going into a fight. We don't know who's going to win, but we do know nothing above the shoulder. It's going to be the terms.
By the way, this is a different article I put up. It just says The Mandalorian and Grogu Review. Pedro Pascal in a Star Wars movie that's just good enough to make you wish it were better.
Oh, wow.
That's a good headline.
That sounds aggressively mid.
This is a basic one from Fox News. Critics' review for The Mandalorian and Grogu are out, and it's yet another bad sign for Disney Star Wars. I don't know why there's a comma after.
I don't know. I was about to say, why is there a comma there?
That's time for Disney Star Wars. That's weird.
This is the worst.
Yeah.
That's time for Disney in telling Star Wars.
Where are your editors, people?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they always told us in grade
they're all
school that
freelancers.
Fox News was not a source. So let's get that off screen.
Yeah, I'll put you up this way. There aren't any editors at publications really anymore on the same level. It's all self-editing. You submit your copy.
Self-editing?
Yeah, there's
Then
a lot of freelance
Pay
journalists.
for a, I don't know, what the hell is it called? A Grammarly or something, at least. So your commas are at least in the right place.
Well, run it through like Gemini if you want.
For free. Like my God in heaven.
Yeah, I know it's a sad state of things because right now the editors, at these publications aren't really editors. They'll read it over, they'll write the headline, and they'll post the article, and that's about it. It's pretty horrible. I've been interacting with a couple of like new journalist graduates, and yeah, if you thought journalism was horrible now, wait a couple of years, it's going to get very worse.
Oh God, it's gonna get bad again, like even worse somehow.
That's
why we need to rise above script and start a business where we make everyone look stupid.
I mean, let's do it, because right now there's no one left alive that teaches proper journalistic ethics, and there's no accredited universities or colleges that teach it either. So you are going to get stuff, like this, which are essentially like Perez Hilton blogs.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what's really tragic is that there's way more drugs going on in journalism than there is in Hollywood, and yet the journalism's not succeeding or being entertaining. So
it only worked for Hunter S. Thompson.
Pretty much.
Well, I think, okay, I could be wrong, but in college there were the journalists that were the people that were good writers that wanted to tell the story that needed to get to the meat of an issue.
Yes.
And then there were just the people who were political and kind of lazy. And so I'm just a journalist. And then all they do is write op-ed pieces when they like go to events. And I don't like those types of journalists. I'm not interested in that kind of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would argue that they're not journalists at all, because a journalist is a reporter on the news, finding the naked truth underneath the veil of secrecy to expose that which is needed to be shared with the rest of the world. And that ethic doesn't really exist anymore. And even if it does to some degree, after a while you realize that it's all an illusion of sorts, and it's just used to, of course, generate revenue and income for whatever person's needs. Which, I don't knock someone for trying to make a buck, but if you're doing it in a way that's gonna hurt culture and society, it's not really an ethical thing. And sadly, like, journalism has always had this kind of appeal for ethics, but in many cases, a lot of those publications never really cared. They only cared about circulating the information they wanted to get out and profiting off of it. But doing it on a model where it was so freely accessible, like buying a newspaper for like a quarter of a cent back when publications first came out. That was very affordable for a lot of people. And it's like, now they're informed and they're educated. And it's like, well, a little bit.
Well, we got to keep it on a 6th grade reading level there, script.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like, our audience has probably suffered this too. But folks, have you ever noticed just how a lot of the content you'll watch is being dumbed down to a point where you just can look at your phone and still get it? Like, that's where we are. Everything's engineered for people to check out, look at their phone, and then check back into the story, including.
Well, yeah, we've had actual reports of this, and Script, you're probably able to speak to this because you actually are working within the industry. Like, they oftentimes have, dialogue and whatnot be so blatant and tell, not show, that people can be looking at their phone and still kind of mostly understand what's going on in the show. It's like, well, why are you watching a show if you're just going to be looking at your phone the whole time? But they're writing to that.
They're
I
not
don't
even looking at the
understand
phone.
that.
They're writing for the concept that a person will be on their phone while watching Netflix on a TV or a computer, or they'll have a split screen function on their phone where Netflix is in the background. They're scrolling through social media and they're just listening to the words as if it's an elaborate audiobook. They're treating it that way. It's really sad.
That's insane to me. Like if I treated my media like that, I wouldn't be 8 miles behind on a bunch of anime that I want to be caught up on. But the fact of the matter is, if it's something I haven't watched before, I want to actually watch it. I want to pay attention. I want to know what's happening. I want to understand the scene. I want to understand the dialogue and what it's
Do
important.
they use the Imperial system in Japan?
I don't know and don't care.
Well, you said you're 8 miles behind, Andrew.
I'm pretty sure they're most of the world's metric.
Most of the world is metric except for
Andrew,
US
what I
and
need
like
you to
one
tell-
other place. What the
What
hell
I'm
is
getting
it?
at,
It's
my
also-
friend, is I need you to tell me how far behind an anime you are in kilometers. So
I'm not telling you that because I don't know and I don't care.
You admitted it. That's all I needed to hear. Moving on.
I don't know the conversion because I don't care.
It's 1.6. So
I use freedom units, so whatever.
How those freedom fries taste there, homeboy? Speaking of home,
flaky,
have you guys been following the shit show that is The Boys season finale?
I'm looking forward to it, actually.
I have
because-
no interest in The Boys.
Dude, The Boys is, I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, The Boys is making fun of like, current President Trump and all that stuff.
I don't give a crap about any of that. It's just not a type of world building that I have any interest in.
I will say the television show misses the core point of what the series was doing. But man, the fact that they're going after probably one of the most overreactive religion's followers ever is like, and they haven't picked up on it yet, which thank God, because if they did, people would be getting killed, and I'm glad that they're not. But yeah, they're going after them hot and mean, and I can't help but laugh at it because I did work a little bit on The Boys season 5 this year, but I did not see this part of it. Like that was not my field. Mine was more on some of the stuff that they did for She-Line, which was only like for the first 2 episodes that she was in. But yeah, what they're doing here, I'm actually like really curious to see how they take this, and we'll see how it lands. I mean, I know Bot Rising is getting some interesting buzz.
Isn't that like the prequel or something that has what's his face from Supernatural?
Jensen Ackles' show.
Yeah.
Wait,
I like him as an actor.
He's almost an actor. He's a good-looking guy that can say a line. I'll put it to that.
I don't know, man. He was entertaining. He was pretty mid to not very good in his very short tenure in Smallville back in the day.
Mhm.
But I really enjoy him in Supernatural. He's entertaining as hell in that show for me.
He's entertaining as shit in The Boys this season, though. When he,
Oh, all right. Well, fair enough.
He's got some very easy.
The Boys
lines.
just isn't for me.
well, no, there's a scene where him and Jared Padalecki and what's his face that plays the other one, they all get together in a scene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like it's
I did
super
hear about
meta,
that.
and it's super hilarious. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not the world's biggest Supernatural guy. I was a little late to the party. I got into it during the pandemic, but I dug it enough. I just haven't finished.
Oh wow, yeah, super late is an understatement.
I mean, it did go on for what, 16 seasons? So
It did.
It. Andrew,
went
we
on
have a
much,
segment on
much
this show
longer
called
than it
Has
needed
Andrew
to.
seen it? So
I
I
know.
don't think you can. I don't think you
Okay.
can talk that trash.
All
right
right, all right. I tapped. Fine, Uncle. I get it.
now.
Jackass.
Well, I made that putt, jabroni. So bring it. No, I just script. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna watch that because a lot of people have been going on about how bad this season is and how there's no storytelling and everything's garbage. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. I'm going, I understand that people can have differing opinions, but I don't. Outside of like the Homelander not checking the furnace, I don't think it's been that dumb. So
No, it's I will say this. It's a psychotic going through a god complex, and because of the amount of power he wields, out of fear, everyone is just capitulating, and it's absolutely brilliant. And then the method by which they're releasing this brand new religion under where Homelander has replaced Jesus is pretty top tier, I would say. I think it's pretty funny. Because they're deliberately making it like, they're deliberately telling you as an audience member that the people who want to have Homelander replace God know absolutely nothing about religion. And or even understand the concept of it, because there's a scene where Jesus hands the Thorn of Crowns over to Homelander. That is not the reason why the Thorn of Crowns exists, but that's hysterical because
wow. Yeah, I was gonna say like the crown of thorns was not.
It was an insult.
It was put on Christ's head as an insult and as a method of torture and pain, tied into the fact that he was being declared King of the Jews, right? Like,
yes, and you do not do that in the Roman Empire when there's already a leader.
Correct. And that was the whole reason why Pontius Pilate wound up going through with it, and the whole deal, because it's like, well, you can't do that. Like, there's already Caesar. Like, there doesn't get to be another king in that time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. It's essentially like they looked at it as treason, which is why he was crucified. Because they don't do crucifixions that often in Rome. You had to really do something to earn that.
Yeah, it's not like that was just the run of the mill punishment.
It wasn't their first. It wasn't. Oh, okay, you're a thief. Great, crucifixion. Oh, you poisoned some bread. Crucifixion. You didn't pick up after your dog. Crucifixion. That's not how it was done.
I mean, some things I feel like there might be an argument for.
Right.
I'm just saying.
The Twilight Zone movie.
Right. But no, I thought that was absolutely that got me good, as I hadn't laughed hard in a long time. It was like, because it's also brilliant to see, a set of writers and directors and cast really understands, like, yeah, this isn't insulting people who are of faith. This is insulting people who think people of faith would believe this stuff, and it's basically just insulting, that the group of the inauthentic person. I dug it. I'm looking forward to seeing how it ends. I don't think it's going to have the same brilliance of the ending of the book series. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, I'm not going to stay up till 3 a.m. tonight because I just don't care.
Oh yeah, no, I'll stream it in the morning.
With coffee, it might be hey, let's bag up Stealing Solo and watch The Boys. So maybe I'll do another stream, folks. You seem to like that coffee and fulfillment stream the other day. We had a lot of fun. So if you want more,
I had you pulled up the whole time.
It was fun, man. It was Good Morning Pop Culture meets my business plan to ship
meets getting crap done.
No, I'm pumped. I wish I could freeze time, work on the next book, and then do YouTube at the same time, but I can't. So
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I would have a video out daily and a book out quarterly. I will never do monthly comic books.
That would be too hard for one person to do.
Yeah, that's a lot for. If you like just did pencils and had somebody else inking and then somebody else coloring and all of that and handling all the logistical crap, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't have any of that.
Yeah, no, like you're just kind of the one-man machine.
Well, quarterly would be fun because I either am going to do. Well, this isn't the time for that. We'll talk later. Anyway, back to the show. I'm excited. So, I didn't really have much planned outside of the Mandalorian and stuff. It's at a 55% Rotten Tomatoes, I think. Is it going to get worse?
And that's just on the critic score right now, right?
The fans are going to give like a 98, and they're going to say, oh, it's, if you like fun, you'll love it. It's for the family. It's for the kid and all of us. And, it's just going to be all that guilt bullshit that they always throw at you.
So this is what makes this kind of conversation really difficult. And I want to be really honest about this because it seems like it's hard to be consistent when it comes to how the reactions to the mainstream media is when it comes to their reviews of things. Because it feels like it's like, oh, well, the mainstream loved this thing. Oh, well, it's probably crap and it's probably maybe it's woke or maybe it's just bad in general, like plenty of things are, without being woke entirely at all. Or like the mainstream hates it and therefore, oh, well, it's actually maybe the movie actually did something good or maybe the game did something good or whatever. And it's hard to really find that. That's why I always find it difficult to not just rely on my own opinion after seeing something. You know what I mean? Because so often we have these visceral reactions and sometimes our own personal biases do end up playing a part where it's like, man, I'm really over Disney Star Wars. Ha! See, even the trades, even the mainstream freaking hates this movie. So it must be bad. They can't even deny it anymore. And look, it's entirely possible because Disney's current track record is genuinely abysmal that this movie is actually just that bad. And even the mainstream can't deny it anymore. I am 100% open to that being the case. It's just hard to really figure out where to land because sometimes we're over here and sometimes we're over there. And it's like, well, which is it? And so I just have to watch something myself and be like, all right, did it actually suck? Yep, it actually sucked. Or did they say it sucked and it was actually like, okay, it didn't suck, but it wasn't great. It was like fine, right? Because I've watched so many things in the last few years where, you know, whether it's YouTubers or mainstream media or whatever, said it was the next worst thing ever, right? And I watch it and I'm like, right? Because that's what gets the clicks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I watch it myself and I'm like, that wasn't great. I'm not going to rewatch it, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. It was like fine at best. So it's completely unmemorable. I'm not going to watch it again because I already spent more time on it than I should have. And I'm going to move on with the rest of my life. Right. So this is one of those movies where I genuinely did want it to be good. And unfortunately, Star Wars makes it really hard to want things to be good these days because so often it's just not.
Well, I do have something I can show you that should give you at least a little hope. The photo,
is it a trailer for Stealing Solo 3?
Shit, I would freak out if somebody had that ready right now. Oh my god. I'd be like, whoa, I drew it already. I visioned it in my head. I don't have the middle.
You let me down, man. You let me down. I need it.
You'll look.
I haven't even read number 2 yet, but I need it.
Frankenfisher will be crazy. But no,
right. I'm believing in you. Trusting you.
You know, a lot of people would hear those words and go, oh, I hope I can live up to it. I know this book exceeds that. So just be prepared, man. I'm just saying, like,
that's the attitude. That's what I want to hear.
I believe in the work. I believe in me. Like, I don't think it's egotistical. Like, I know you don't have to even like Star Wars for this shit to make sense. Like, this is not really a Star Wars parody. It's a crime caper with like a pop culture element to it. Is really how I'm going to repackage it. It's not a Star Wars parody like you think. Nobody dresses up as Darth Vader and runs around with a donut. Anyway, all I was going to show you though is this is actually from the Disney archives. Here's the original Star Wars. It's been recut and here it is. All 5 reels of it are archived. So
I have a lot of concern because the original cut never had a New Hope or Episode 4 in it.
But it's called Original Cut Negative. And then there's another thing that's been talking about what it means is they went back and they rebuilt every layer of the film, like all the matte work. They rebuilt all the
rescanned it all and then
yeah. Because like the old Bond movies, they never do that. When they're on 4K, they could get the plates and they could touch those up, but they don't. So you're watching a crystal clear 4K image, and then somebody opens the door, and there's a projected picture of somebody, and it looks like it's from 1965. Kind of ruins the idea. So
why don't they do that?
It's expensive.
People would pay money for that.
It's expensive, but sadly, history has shown us that putting in that level of expense does not return the same revenue goals back.
Is it because this is me speaking strictly out of ignorance, is it genuinely that expensive that these strong end of the James Bond 007 fan base who would absolutely eat that up wouldn't be enough in their physical media purchase of that for it to be
There
justified.
aren't enough of us.
There's
Really?
number one, there's not enough. The other part too, and this is something that the reason streaming took over is because there's so many film enthusiasts that loved buying movies. They ran out of space. And you know what they said? I
Mhm.
wish I could have all my movies in something small and convenient to access.
They
And
can
streaming
disappear
was-
at any time.
well, they didn't expect that, but streaming kind of solved that problem because I know I grew up with people who had literally video stores in their basements, like
Oh yeah.
tens of thousands of films, all on physical media, and they were running out, and it was also kind of breaking up their family because to be like a dozen versions of the same movie
Right.
in the house. But that was the case. I mean, and the other part too is, but the economy changing so rapidly, a lot of people don't live in big homes anymore. They live in, modest apartments at best. And guess what? Space is a premium in that. You cannot have every physical copy movie that you want. So you have to be very selective. And some people, are very choosy, and others will be like, well, I can't afford, the 4K release of a Star Wars or a James Bond box set because it's $650, and that's a big portion of my rent for a month, and I'm living paycheck to paycheck, so I'm not going to buy it. I'm just going to wait and maybe use the alternative of a $12.99 a month Netflix account, because at least that is affordable for me, even though within 3 or 4 years I'm spending the equivalent of that physical media for the box set of James Bond. But it's over such a longer term, it doesn't feel like it's an impact on them. So yeah, that's a big issue. I mean, I remember when that came out, when Star Trek released their Next Generation HD remasters. Number one, they didn't release the box set of the entire series at first. They released certain seasons of it. So they actually killed their market because people would just be buying the individual seasons. And then when they saw that the box set was there and the special features on it were only a couple of extra things compared to what they got on the box set, they're just like, well, why bother? I care more about the show than everything else on the box set. And so they didn't keep producing it. And Paramount said, okay, we're not going to invest in Deep Space Nine or Voyager remasters. So sorry. And, there's a huge fan base for it, but the numbers have been checked and run multiple times, and they're just not there to pay for the expense of it. And on top of that, also retail distributors are vanishing. Best Buy doesn't hold as many DVDs and 4Ks as they used to. You don't have video stores anymore. You don't have those third parties that can buy up all that inventory, and then it's their job to sell it to people like us. And the studio just walks away with the money because it's already been bought and paid for. And yeah, maybe they have an agreement where they can return it for store credit within the studio, but the studio usually has some pretty ironclad deals to prevent that from happening, so that they can get their money and walk away and let it be someone else's problem. Which, it's pretty sad. I mean, even with the recent boom back on physical media, it's gone up about 15, 20 points, which is not bad. But I mean, we're going to find ourselves back in the same thing where people might spend so much money on their physical media stuff that they are walking around towers of stacks of DVDs and
That's super impractical unless you have just a genuine vast amount of space.
Well, but also too, like, the difference is noticeable. This is one of those situations where it's like, I can look just on a TV and see a difference between streaming and 4K, and
Yes,
I'll always
because
make that.
there is absolutely a difference. Yeah.
It's not like gaming where people are like, oh, you need the physical game. It's like, do I? Because a lot of times my disc is just a key for a digital file on my computer or my Xbox. So I don't, it's not the same thing. It's still the same experience that way. But yeah, Andrew, the money, there's a lot of money that needs to go into these things. And Star Wars it has the money behind it to be worthwhile. I do think we're going to get into a window where classic film is cool again, because you got all these armchair critics on YouTube that hook an entire young generation of these people that are like, I got to experience this thing. And they have money. And they'll spend money on this stuff. And hopefully their interest, this cottage industry, will continue to at least keep what we like alive, because I am always happy to buy a movie I like on disc. Project Hail Mary, I'll buy that on disc. That was a good one. That doesn't need,
like I said earlier in the show, that's an easy 4K buy for me.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't even have to think about it. Like after seeing that movie, I don't think Mary and I were halfway through the film, and I was like, I'm buying this. This is incredible. Unless the movie somehow botches the ending so abysmally, I'm buying this. This is just so good.
It's
they didn't
really
botch the
great.
ending at all, dude.
You know, what's also kind of interesting is that the first time watching community on YouTube here, they're blowing up interest in classic films, which is useful. But right now the place where you can watch stuff unedited, uncensored, all that stuff is Tubi right now. They take almost anything. And they've been reaching out to all the studios and even the defunct people defunct studios that various estates have licensing of their films, and saying, like, we want to pay you an annual fee to let us stream these films that you own on our platform. And eventually, I'm hoping if they secure the next couple of deals I've heard about this year, almost all the movies that you never heard of before that you thought you could never get your hands on might be available on Tubi, which would be fantastic because there's some stuff out there, even some old Universal films that you think don't exist anymore could make their way over there because Universal doesn't have the rights for them anymore. They go to other people. So that'd be something fantastic. Same with some of the stuff that fell through the cracks when RKO went under. Those would be able to jump out on Tubi. But that's your other alternative. The one thing that we were all wondering about, I mean, at least when before streaming hit, was because they tried to release those mini DVDs. I remember those. They look kind of like 3.25-inch floppy disks. Those was the alternative because now you have a full feature film on that disc, but it's also 1/10 the size of a DVD. And it's like, well, that solves your space problem. But the other part is that people would lose those little discs because they're so small.
Yeah.
Well, let me take that off screen. I just wanted to share that since
I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. I'd love to see Star Wars that's not a special edition in theaters again.
Now,
that'd be great.
On these leaks, it's only the first one that got ripped apart and they went back and rebuilt the negative from all the original elements. So Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi are going to get like an original release, but because of the film stock that was now this is just a film nerd thing and script, I'm sure you know this, but there's a window of time, folks, where I think it's Kodak had a really crappy film stock, but a lot of great movies were shot on it, including Star Wars. So there's a lot of these films that their negatives
are degrading, and they have to I mean, that's what they did in the early 90s. They had to re-clean and recomposite the negatives for the special edition.
Yeah.
And in doing that, they also re-released the original on VHS for widescreen and full screen with pan scan. And if they didn't do it at that time, that those films would have been lost. The original negatives would not have been preserved. And seeing that Disney put in the money to basically get not just the original negatives, but all the compositing materials as well, and rescan them, reclean them up, and recomposite them. If they'd kept the timing exactly as it should be, we will see technically, officially, the second version of Star Wars that was basically the master version released in theaters again.
Well, Mary and I have the despecialized version, so
but they're not that great. I know everybody thinks they're that great, but like, this is what you want. Don't worry. Like, I want the ultimate of everything. That's my whole collection of shit. It's like, do I really need 10 of this? Well, this is significantly better. Like, this is it. Like, if this gets the home video release, I can get it out like they can get it out on tape. Then that's why all these despecialized people and all these fan projects have quit. Like, the thing that everybody's been fighting for, this battle, good versus evil, the fans won. And in a few months, we'll finally get what we want. And I just hope, like, it doesn't become this, like, thing like, well, I got the despecialized, I'm going to stick it to the man. It's like, you got a fan restoration. This is like
based off the laser disc.
Yeah. Like, I know where all the source of this shit comes from. And every time a new home video release comes out, they're trying to pull certain scenes and recolor time it to match this, and HD sources from a fucking TV release from the UK, because it's the only place they ever showed the 97 cut in high definition. Like, I know where all this shit comes from. I was that guy. I gave a shit. Okay. But like, the battle's over. For as much as the interest in the fucking franchise is over, like, it's really weird and poetic. It's like poetry. It rhymes. Like,
not only that, Marshall Lucas is
like
going to
poetry. It rhymes.
Marshall Lucas would technically get a big check for that because she has ownership of the original edit. Because she doesn't have ownership of the special editions.
Yep, because they refiled copyright. If you watch Star Wars, folks, it says copyright 1997.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird, but
because it's that version that's been recopywritten. Yeah,
and that version's so close to being okay. Like, if the Blu-ray version was like the last edit and they just fixed the picture quality and made it look better, I could have lived with that because there's no McClunky. But then it just got dumb. So.
I don't think I have a single version of Star Wars that has McClunky in it, actually.
Only the 4K disc has it.
Yeah, I didn't get that. So
the picture quality is great and the color actually matches it better than any other video release. So that's why I own it. I just kind of look away when the McClunky scene happens. Like, that's honestly what I do sometimes when I hate certain scenes in those movies. I just kind of look away and go, it's 11:14. I'll make, whatever for in the morning. Like, it is frustrating. I know I sound like I make excuses. I don't. I have a stricter stance on all this shit than anybody. It's stupid. But I feel like we're finally getting what we want, and we don't owe Disney a damn thing. That's all. But we do owe ourselves. And if, like, allegedly this is getting an IMAX release, are you really going to be like, hey, I hate The Force Awakens? Or are you going to go, hey, this thing I loved from my childhood's finally back, and let me share it with my kids? I'm excited. Like, this is just me being a fan of this movie. It could be owned by Fox. It could be owned by Disney. It could be owned by Universal. It could be owned by the Klingons. It's this movie. I'm going to go see it, and I can't wait. And I'm trying to find some kind of interest to get me through Thursday night, folks. That's where this excitement is, it's like a spirit bomb. I just need to get through Thursday, man.
Give me your energy.
Yeah, please.
People of Earth, give me your energy. Or if it's
give me the
GT,
power,
then people of the entire universe, give me your energy. Right?
Yeah, please help me get through this Thursday night, folks.
Right.
I'll try not to drink. Let's see. I have the double DVD that has the original and the CGI editions. All of the 06 discs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got those. Yeah.
Those were sourced from the Laserdisc. George Lucas hated it so much.
The only DVD versions of the movies I have are I have the original individually released prequel DVDs. And then I have the box set of the original trilogy that's like the black and silver metallic.
I got that one.
Box set.
Yep.
That's the one that I have.
I've got the gold one and the black and silver.
That was the first purchase I ever made from Amazon. I was 15 years old. I had a job, but I didn't have a debit card. So I was like, Mom, here's $40. I need to order Star Wars for the day it comes out. And then it showed up. I remember hopping into the PlayStation. I
got mine at Blockbuster.
Back when you bought movies at Blockbuster, man, I miss those days.
Yeah.
One of the things
in fact, I've got I got the entire 6-film saga at Blockbuster now that I think about it.
You could.
Because I could ride my bike to Blockbuster.
Do you know that in my neighborhoods, they did not release Revenge of the Sith on a VHS? There's a couple of limited places that they did that, but I think it was primarily like only DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I rented that from the library because I wouldn't buy the prequel ones on disc and I wouldn't pay to rent them. But I remember renting that from the library. And then the Blu-ray set came out, and that's the only time I've ever owned the prequels. I don't know if I should upgrade. I'm never going to upgrade. Sorry, Andrew, I can't upgrade.
That's okay.
I bought Borat at Blockbuster. Oh my God, I remember Borat.
Oh, I must have got that for like the $2.99.
Dude, so Blockbuster or Best Buy back in the day, they would do summer DVD sales, and it was pretty consistently every summer. because summer of 05, they were doing like $5 movies. And that's when I picked up Borat. No, Borat would have been the next year because it came out in 06. But like I picked up like Office Space, Napoleon Dynamite, all these cheap movies. And then I eventually got Borat for $6 and that's why I got such a big DVD collection. I used to go nuts for that shit. Folks in the chat, tell us your favorite home media story. I'd like to know. Maybe we'll do a little short together, a short reel. Like, Clone Geek's favorite video release, since you were around for videotapes, man. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about tonight? We're nearing our 2-hour mark, so obviously we're going to wind things down.
I can't think of anything else that was like newsworthy this week, honestly.
It's kind of, I mean, the He-Man trailer comes out tomorrow, and
oh yeah, the first couple of trailers that I've seen for that, and I have, to be clear, I have no attachment to the He-Man property yet. I didn't grow up with it. But the first couple of trailers looked pretty all right. I don't know how the He-Man like fandom feels about it as a whole, and I won't pretend to speak for them, but the trailers looked okay.
I think the trailers look okay. It's probably going to be the only movie Jared Leto's ever in that people are going to like Jared Leto's performance.
Because they don't see his face or hear
because
his voice.
He's so transformed that he's unrecognizable, which is exactly what you want. The other part too is like, I do know that there's some fandoms out there that, are not pretty happy about it because, the reporting on the film has not been the most honest or accurate. And they're worried that people are going to think of He-Man as the memes that have popped up since the internet age and not what the show was, which is very earnest, kids-friendly show about morals and doing right and, being a good human being. And
it's genuinely supposed to be about heroism.
Yeah,
right?
it's an earnest story about heroism. It has some campy jokes to it because, of course, Orko's the magician that screws up all the time. That's kind of the thing. And of course, Cringer is a cowardly cat that only becomes brave when the power is thrusted upon him. Yeah, I mean, I can understand why there's a lot of apprehensions. I'm hoping that those are curtailed with the actual final part of the film. I know some people that have worked on it, that two of which grew up with He-Man. One did not know He-Man at all, watched the whole series, fell in love with it, and said, we got to do right by this. That's what they said. And he's not the type of guy that's like, I want to make things better. He's like, no, we got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. So I'm hoping that their impact made its way to the final cuts, because that'd be fun.
I hope for the sake of He-Man fans that it is genuinely good and genuinely fun. And it respects the thing that they enjoy.
And I also
that's what I always hope for with these
adaptations. I also hope if She-Ra's in it, She-Ra is super hot.
That's the blonde chick with the sword and the winged helmet, right?
Yeah,
winged
crown
thing.
Yeah,
crown
she's
thing.
She is the twin brother of Adam. And what's funny is that that part of the story in Master of the Universe was inspired by Return of the Jedi, and I think She-Ra kind of did Return of the Jedi better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Return of the Jedi is as great as it should be, but that's a topic for
1/3 of a great movie. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I guess it's the first third, right?
It's actually everything that Luke does in that movie is fine. It's the fact that everything else around it is completely unimpactful to what's going on there.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of nostalgia tied to that one. That's when I say there are two great ones, I'm talking about the first two. There are two good ones, I'm talking about 3 and 6, and then I don't like the rest. Like Return of the Jedi just passes into the good because it's still like a tight story and it's got a great climax and the effects are great, but it's like
has a massively great moral to it. And the best part is that it accurately defines that a Jedi defeats the Sith not with a lightsaber, but with an open hand of, pulling them out of the darkness. Like that's how you do it. And that's a great message. I
think it was particularly important that was how Luke did it. I don't think that's necessarily how you have to do it perpetually. I think the effort should definitely be made, because that speaks to the Jedi's motivations of wanting redemption and wanting light to not snuff out the darkness, but rather convert the darkness into the light. However, with Luke, it was incredibly important and crucial for that specific outcome because that speaks to Luke's character as having not been someone who grew up around the Jedi Order and all that. He still winds up having so much hope in him that he believes, even after learning that his father was this person that has been terrorizing the galaxy, that he still believes there's good in him. Like that's not something you need to replicate with every Jedi and Sith conflict, but that was a necessary outcome of that for that specific conflict.
On the family side of things, yeah, but the entire goal is the fact that the concept is that darkness corrupts. So the only way darkness can corrupt is if there was light to be there in the first place. And for the Jedi, the whole idea is that to kill a Sith is to have that darkness start to taint yourself, whether it's your soul or what have you, and it can lead to a perpetual issue. Whereas you come down to the argument where if you are, say, the apprentice of a Sith Lord, and the Sith Lord is fighting a Jedi, and the Jedi manages to convince that Sith Lord to come over to the light side, you now have to kind of question everything that's going on. But if you were to witness the Jedi kill your master, the Sith Lord, well, then you just double down on all the lessons that Sith Lord gave you to try and fuel your rage, to get revenge, and then you end up having your own apprentice, and you're teaching them the same things, and you create a perpetual cycle. So you actually don't.
And having that variance in outcomes is what creates for more variance in storytelling.
Exactly. So that's the lesson that's learned, because that's what I love about the most brilliant exchange in the first act is where, Luke, Obi-Wan tells Luke, yeah, we have to go face Darth Vader again. And then Luke says, I can't kill my old father. And Obi-Wan's response is, then the Emperor has already won. And it has nothing to do with the fact that he's saying, I want you to kill your dad. It's the fact that you think that's what I want you to do. And because you think that, the Emperor has won. Because I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to bring you over to a point without telling you directly to your face that you have to convince Darth Vader to become.
You have to come to this conclusion on your own.
Exactly. If I tell you the answer, you're not going to learn it. You have to come to the conclusion on your own. And everything that we have been doing myself, when Yoda has been trying to teach you all this time, is trying to get you over that hump, because he starts as a farm boy, becomes a rebel, and how does he achieve his first victory? He destroys the Death Star. So he thinks that's the solution thing: destroy your enemy. And then in The Empire Strikes Back, he's being taught, well, no, anger, fear, and aggression lead to the dark path. Knowledge and defense is to the light side. Luke fails every lesson Yoda has. He goes to face Vader. What is he doing? He's going under there as a rebel, assuming that what he's doing is as a Jedi. He fights. He loses his hand. He's back to lost to understanding what's going on, learning the revelation of his father being Vader, and now he's kind of stuck in this little weird state where the first force power we see him use in Return of the Jedi is a dark side power of force choking, the Gamorrean guards. It's like he is on the precipice of falling to the dark side. And Yoda says his last lesson. Obi-Wan gives his last advice, hoping that Luke will put the pieces together, realize what it is they're teaching them. And at the very end, when he chops off Vader's hand and he sees that his hand is robotic as well, and he's making all the connections, and he's seeing that he's going down the same path that his father has, even though he has no specific details as to what that path was like, he realizes this is the revelation. This is what Yoda was teaching me. This is what Obi-Wan was teaching me. It's not the lightsaber that helps me achieve victory. It's putting myself out there and showing my father that I believe in him enough that he will make a choice of his own and be able to leave the dark side, knowing the consequences and being able to acknowledge them. And that's what happens. And that's what's sad, is that that's the only good part of Return of the Jedi, because nothing's going on with Leia, nothing's going on with Han, nothing's really going on with Lando. And the
everything else kind of gets shunted to the side in terms of like actual development.
Just filler.
They have screen presence, but not as much actually happens that feels meaningful.
It's not that conflict, because in Empire you have that great conflict where Leia's like, okay, yes, I love Han, but I've got a job to do, and I really have to get back to the Rebel Alliance to regroup, and we're stuck on Bespin, this place that's run by one of Han's friends who used to be a smuggler and a gambler like him. How much can we trust him? And Han's just got this, it's okay. Everything's fine. Well, fire is all going around him. So yeah, more complicated story maps going on with them in Empire. And then in Jedi, it's nothing. It's just Han's been frozen for a little bit. He's now not frozen. He's been promoted to a general arbitrarily. And now his job is to go blow up a shield generator on a planet. It's like, okay.
Basically, it's an action figure plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what actual strategic qualifications does he have here? Not many.
He was recently frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He could tell the enemy to chill out. I'm sure it'll work out fine.
It's like, you survived carbonite freezing. We're going to promote you to general. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you look at his contributions, it's like they give him the captain title for saving the day at the Death Star. Okay, that's fine. He's a great pilot, so they can use him. But
Sure.
he's not really like that tactical, and he's not that tough, like physically. And I'm not saying like Han Solo's a pussy, but
No, of course not.
I know this is lame, but like I always think of Indiana Jones and Han Solo, like different sides of the same coin. Like when Indiana Jones gets whipped and beat up, he just kind of like, grunts and, tries to be cool. Han Solo screams and whines. So that's why I always think of Han Solo as slightly weaker. Because like he gets tortured, he just bitches out the whole time, and it makes me laugh every time.
Maybe that's why Harrison Ford likes Indiana Jones so much more.
You know what I
That-
think it is? Because he's just the lead. He's the lead of the movie. That's it.
Is the lead of the movie, and he's also a very smart character. Like Harrison Ford wishes he was as smart as Indiana Jones. I know that.
We all do.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up and think, man, one day, maybe today's the day.
Maybe today's the day.
Come on, Henry. Show me the way to knowledge and enlightenment. Anyway, it's
Open
late.
up your mailbox, and all of a sudden you have this like paper bound book with string on it, and you open. It's like, oh my gosh, it's my father's book.
Marx Brothers, who are they? TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much for your generous super chat. He says, in regards to heroes and dying, getting older, heroes or whatever. This is from 2 weeks ago. When did you realize you were older? For me, it was when I saw my students were born after 9/11.
Oof.
I haven't seen this episode. When did I realize I was old? I really don't feel old. I'll look back on stuff I liked as a kid and go, this is very dated looking. And that's kind of about it.
I don't usually feel old. The only times I do are those like random and rare instances where like I wake up and then I just move to get out of bed and all of a sudden everything hurts. And I'm like, why? All I did was turn. And that just sometimes I guess I sleep horribly and my
You
body
need to flip your
decides to meet
mattress
me.
more often, I think, maybe.
Perhaps.
Because when I was in my early 30s, I used to have this issue where I'd go to sleep great, wake up, and then all of a sudden I have like a Charlie horse between my shoulder blades, and I'd be like aching the whole day. And even my girlfriend couldn't like massage it out. It was just bad. And then I got a new mattress, and then it went away. And so that might be
Maybe that's in my future. I've got a pretty decent memory foam mattress with
those
like
are pretty good. Yeah.
With even it even has like an inch and a half layer of like aloe vera underneath that like is meant to like keep you cool, which is great for me because I overheat quickly.
Well, you're also in Texas, so
and there's that where it's like, hey, it's I don't know, middle of February. Why is it 96 degrees? Because Texas is drunk again. Like
When isn't Texas drunk, Andrew?
listen.
you got a stampede that goes out there annually, don't you? That's the time when you're only sober for the morning.
Yeah.
No, TLJ Screwjob, to talk a little more about this, though, I did see a news report the other day from the 1997 flood, and I just thought to myself, wow, this looks like shit from the 80s. And I was like, well, this is a long time ago. But then I look back at movies and other stuff, and it's weird how like certain retro styles have made a comeback and people make like the 90s aesthetic their thing. So for me, I don't ever feel like I'm old. I feel like I'm trapped in this, like we talk about Arrested Development. I feel like I'm stuck in a time loop. And I'm just kind of hamming it up a little bit on the show, but think of it from my point of view. The 90s are cool. The early 2000s are different. Then we get to the 2010s. It's slightly different, but now it's kind of like the early 2000s again. Now the 90s are back. It's just like, and everything from my childhood just keeps getting re-released and recycled. I just never feel like I got to grow up and live a life. I'm close to 40, and I feel like I'm still stuck with the same things over and over again in terms of like what there is to consume. So that kind of leads to why I don't think I, feel that old, because I'm just like, oh, it's the same shit, different day. Plus, I get to do what makes me happy in life, so maybe that's why I don't think about.
Yeah, I think that factors into it. The other part is, as you were saying, like culture has not really shifted dramatically in decade styles over the last nearly 30 years. The biggest change is really just social media, mobile phones, not much on fashion. I mean, you can watch the sitcom from 20 years ago and it would still look like something that came out today.
Yeah, Modern Family's going to look modern, no pun intended. It's just, like you say, different technology.
Yeah, I mean, it's we're definitely in I would say a mild, not a dark age, but maybe a dim age of entertainment and cultural identity.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Just to take any of the academic.
It's going to be short term. It's just going to rise our way out of it. Going to resurrect it, just like Frankenfisher, and that's,
yeah.
Is that the book that's going to be the cultural touchstone moment where, like, once it's done,
that's what it is, man.
Get back to normal.
Everything's going to change. It's going to be the big pendulum swing we've been waiting for.
Well, folks, for that pendulum to swing fast, we got to get through Stealing Solo 2, Power of the Farce. So
I'm waiting on my Stealing Solo box, man. I'm waiting on that because I was I number 1 or number 2? I can't even remember now.
You're number 1 in my heart, and that's all that matters. So,
oh, that was
that's a line from the Rock movie. What is it? The game plan? Number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not Gridiron. It's got to be the other one. Yeah.
Both were.
That's too good.
Films. I told you guys after he wore that that Met Gala dress thing. We don't talk about The Rock on this channel very much anymore. So I'm trying to let everybody know that that childhood glory day of watching, SmackDown and Raw and pay-per-views and being excited and entertained, those days are no longer as bright as they used to be. So thanks, Rock. Why? Oh, I get dramatic at night. Sorry. Let's see. What was the show you thought came out last year, but was actually 18 years ago?
Oh God, yes.
You sure you're not talking to me?
No, it was me. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I can find it. There we go. Hold on.
It sounds like somebody would direct towards me normally.
No, because again, I didn't see it when it came out, and I was just looking for something. Come on. What are you? Here we go. Actor. It was called Twins, and it only had 1 season, and it had Melanie Griffith and Marklyn Baker from Perfect Strangers in it.
Yes, cousin Letty.
So, yeah, I thought it actually came out. Yeah, it came out in 2005, 2006. So pretty close to 18 years ago, 20 years ago.
Just like
I have no memory of this place.
It was a short-lived sitcom, and it was called Twins. But Sarah Gilbert plays a twin to Molly Stanton, who I don't know, she's still acting. I think she's still acting. Probably not as much anymore, but yeah, it's like, Molly Stanton's the hot blonde twin, Sarah Gilbert's the boring brunette, who of course looks more like her dad, Marklyn Baker, and they take over a fashion empire that Marklyn Baker made with his wife Melanie Griffith, who was the supermodel that was featured in all of his clothing designs.
Oh,
yeah,
got it.
Well, I'm gonna watch it just for Marklyn Baker. I love Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, he's not so much in the pilot, but he's in the rest of the episodes more prominently.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty frightening fact that you could watch that show and think, oh, wait, Sarah Gilbert looks a lot better right now. And, Melanie Griffith's acting again? Okay, that's nice. And then it eventually clicked. Oh, my God, this is from almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
Like everything else about it, production-wise, quality, just once they pulled out the flip phones, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is definitely something that
would kind of be a giveaway at this point, right?
It was, yeah. And it is seal approved.
Yes, this episode has been seal approved. So, folks, if you approve of seals approving of WCBS. Make sure you get the official WCBS seal of approval shirt. We will have that for you guys on Thursday night at shop.wcbs.com. But right now, now that the show's over and you guys are ready for bed, there's one last thing you can do to set yourselves into slumber the proper way. You can go to stealingsolo.com. You can go farce yourself right now. Remember, folks, all orders US over $50 get free shipping. So if you're like, hey, I need Stealing Solo 1 and 2, you know, there's just so many extra things you can get. But the reason I wanted to show you the site is now, if you click on YouTube, it brings you to the channel. You can contact us, which directly contacts me. But you can click on shirts and apparel. It takes you to the Shop WCBS website. And this stuff is printed on demand and shipped directly to you. So if you guys want Woke Busters, the shirt, or the Stealing Solo B, I don't know why the A one keeps disappearing. I've uploaded it 4 times. Anyway, you can also get our classic motorcycle shirt, Buffalo Jeff's Skin Suit Ranch, the WCBS Cards Against Bullshit shirt.
That's horrifying.
Oh, yeah. That's not our only Buffalo Jeff shirt, but we have Zack Snyder as BS.
You need to do okay, I actually might need to order that shirt. But you need to make a shirt that's it's an all black shirt and it has just the tail end of the
eyes
of the tail end of him fading out, and you have just the slight silhouette of him, and then you got the glowing red eyes. That would make for an amazing shirt.
I could make that in 5 minutes, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, I feel like that's
plate and put it on.
That's an amazing shirt waiting to happen.
Not only that, you should make the official seal of approval a sticker that people can peel off and put on things.
Oh yeah, I was going to make that. Actually, I produced it as a special image file, so it can just be printed as a sticker with no background. So I was going to sell them to fund the channel. So folks, I guess script let the cat out of the bag.
I didn't know you were doing that.
I did know I was doing it, but I'm going to find a way to get these embossed. That'll be awesome.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Seals of approval everywhere.
Yeah, get them embossed in metallic that people can slap them on their books.
Yeah, I was thinking about
like a COA, right? Like a certificate of authenticity.
I was thinking about putting those on Stealing Solo at one point, but I couldn't figure out where to put it on the book that I would like. And I was like, I don't know if people, because also too, it was an idea that I had later, and I had already advertised and closed out the campaign. I'm like, if I put something on the cover that's not advertised, that might
right. Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
So because I'm a collector and I'm particular too. So it's like, I didn't put a little disclaimer that said, color may vary. So I can't.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair. Maybe consider it for part 3.
If people want it, you could get it officially sealed with a real WCBS logo. I mean,
you could put the seal as like the replace it with the tape for the bags on your comics.
Okay.
There you go.
If I wouldn't have just bought a whole gross of self-adhesive bags, man, I'd have done that. But is it weird that allows for excited to get more?
Well, no, I would say for a 10-year anniversary special, that's what you do with the seal of approvals. Like there you go. That's the seal on the bags, right?
There we go, folks. This October. Our 10-year anniversary.
It's this October.
We will celebrate our seal of
it.
approval. Shit, maybe we'll get lucky and actually get seal on the show for 5 seconds. That'd be a great pitch. Can we have you on our show for 5 seconds? Oh, okay. No, 10 seconds. 1 second for every year we've been on the air.
Yeah.
Because that could give him 10 seconds to sing Kiss from a Rose, and we wouldn't get a copy strike.
Like, hi, guys.
That's multi-layered thinking is what that is. That's quite
we'll see if he's on Cameo, and we'll see if we can get that arranged.
Yeah, I don't think he's that.
I mean, all those guys are on Cameo these days.
Our friend Crouching Taylor Hidden Swift, thank you very much for being an excellent mod. Hollywood will start doing remakes of films that don't even exist, and then a few years later release the original retroactively. New, exciting trend.
That's brilliant.
So I just saw the remake of oh wait, what's a Disney movie that's coming out it's already the remake of? Shit,
they're doing the live action remake of Moana, aren't they?
There we go. And then they'll make the animated one. Should I watch the live action Moana? I have only watched part of the original. Is it good?
I don't
The
know.
original was good. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite Disney animated film, but I thought it was good.
What
I thought
is
it was
your
well done.
favorite one, Andrew?
I mean, my favorite Disney animated film is Aladdin.
Excellent choice. Mine too.
That was my first film I ever saw in theaters.
Mine was The Addams Family.
Mm.
Says a lot about me.
Second one I saw was Lion King.
Did
Mine
not
was
see that one in
technically Empire Strikes Back re-release in '86.
Mm.
Now, if we're gonna go super technically, I was in the womb for Die Hard, so I like
You
to
heard
claim
it.
that I was present for Die
Okay.
Hard.
All right. Yeah.
You at least
Sure,
heard
you
it.
get-
Yeah.
I felt the vibrations of Nakatomi Plaza. All right,
Okay. All right. That was fine.
40 stories of sheer terror, man. Little baby Jeff felt it. All right, so folks,
I'm
thank you
sure.
for watching. I'll be back next time with more. That's Thursday, but I'll have a video out for you guys tomorrow and a whole slew of new stuff coming your way. So to keep WCBS going, hit that thumbs up button. Check out a video maybe twice. Doesn't hurt. And grab one of our books. But until then, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
God.